Hello everybody. How are we doing? It's time. It's finally time for the British and Irish Lions squad to be announced. Mr. Gatlin has been busy scribbling away names, and today we actually find out who has been selected to go for the British and Irish Lions. So, if you're new to Fab, welcome. My name's Craig. What we do here, it's completely different to what you'd normally do. We have like fan reactions, so we will be showing bits from the live footage. We're going to grab some bits out of that. If you're joining on the Discord, this is a brand new feature. For so long, I've wanted to get you guys involved in the shows, but needed a system to do it. And now you can. You can actually have your say in the Discord. So if you go to the link in the description, there's an audio chat, and your voice will be coming through on this live stream on YouTube. And I'll be asking questions. You just put your hand up and you get involved. You can also get your comments involved in here. So you can let us know your thoughts in the chat box if you don't want to talk, if you just want to type. You can let us know. And there are lots and lots of things to talk about before the announcement. Do not worry though. We will not be missing anything, okay? So I've got the stream for the Lions there. I'll also be showing it, a bit of it on the screen, so you won't miss the key bits. We're just going to fill in around it, okay? So the bits around it that would normally be kind of just people talking or montages, it's going to be a full fan interactive show. So you guys can get involved, give us your feedback. I believe we might be joined by a potential player shortly. I know someone who's excited. Could be a captain even. So yeah, that could be happening very soon. So we'll see if that happens. Yeah, so it's basically a show to get you guys involved. And obviously, we've got the Lions being announced very shortly. At 12:28 is when the actual squad's announced. So welcome, everybody. If you want to come and join and have a conversation with me, go to the Discord in the link in the bio and put your hand up and as we go along, and you can join in. It will be particularly good after the selection. That's when I think this will be really start to come alive, because the live stream will go, but we'll keep going. So I'd love to hear your thoughts throughout the day. Okay, so there's going to be lots to get through. As I said, there's the usual chat box and whatnot. So let's go over and let's see what we've got. Let me go through a bit of the details. So this is a kind of setup. Okay, so we're going to be able to see what is kind of what's happening here and stuff. So you can see the people that are talking. As you see, I'm down the bottom right here, or bottom left even, and we're going to be doing the show the captain reveal, where they reveal who the captain is going to be at 12:09. Then we're also going to do the squad announcement, then we'll show that on the screen as well, so you'll get to see that as well. So there's lots of things happening and lots of moving parts. So if at any point you can't hear something or can't hear me or can't just let me know in the chat. That's really important. So welcome everybody in the chat. I can see a couple of comments coming in. How you doing, Gregor? Good to see you, mate. How are you doing, Harry? Good to see you. Daniel, lovely to see you here too. I think Spencer or Cooney will go. Yes, there's been lots of rumours. I tell you what, let's get the first question going and let's see if we can get somebody into the chat. I'm going to bring Ollie into the chat. So Ollie, if you could just put your hand up for me in the chat, so I know you're there. I think you can then join. Hello. Oh, wait a sec. Hello, Ollie.
How's
yes, we're good. We're good. How are we feeling? Excited?
Yes, very. Not really sure how it's going to go, but looking forward to it.
Any random bolters? You had any changes of mind in the last minute at all?
Sorry. Yes, actually. For some unknown reason, I was thinking Ollie Kebble.
that's a real out there bolter.
The most random one I could possibly think of, but yeah, I don't know why. I just feel that after last season, he might have a shout.
Okay, so the Lions, I'll give you a bit of an idea. I'm going to go through some bits now. So we've got this as well. Okay, so this is the kind of people that could be selected. I've kind of gone through squads. This was taken from the BT draft the other week. I've kind of put a list of the names of people that could be selected. And yeah, there's a whole host of names. And there's going to be some big there's going to be a lot of people missing out. A lot of the big names are going to be missing out. So it's going to be really interesting. Rumours today, I don't know if you've seen, there's obviously rumours of Alan Wynne-Jones being captain. There's also the talk of Daly being included. Going back on what I said in the video I did a few weeks ago, where it talks about versatility with no North there now. Possibly that could be an option. The one thing I wanted to ask you, Ollie, was a bit about, because obviously you're a Saracens fan, I wanted to ask a little bit about the likes of the Vunipolas. Are you expecting Billy and Mako to go?
I am, and I know I get a lot of abuse for it, but I I think the issue with Billy particularly is the back row depth. Um, Obviously, there's a significant amount of people that could clearly go ahead of him. I just think that he has the proven talent, and regardless of what anyone says about the Six Nations, Gregor Townsend and Steve Tandy were at the Saracens Doncaster
Yeah,
game,
they went to the Doncaster game. Yeah.
and for the last, regardless of what anyone says about the championship, it is actually quite good. And for the last 3 weeks, both Mako and Billy have been significantly better than for England. And that isn't just a result of them playing against particularly weaker teams, because there have been a few players that haven't been as good as them. So they have been playing better than the rest of the team in some instances. So yeah, I definitely think both of them will go.
Okay, so I
I
can
think
see.
they might have an easier shot though.
I can see a few people jumping in on the chat. So get your thoughts in there. If you want to join the audio chat, if you want to have your say, come over to the Discord. There's a link in the bio, okay? But if you want to have your, just type it out. I can read that as well. So Tiff Bacon says, Mako, yes. Billy, no. Laurie says, Billy shouldn't go. Laurie's asked, is May going to go? Do we think? Ollie, do you think May's going to be a casualty, or do you think he's going to be on that plane?
Johnny May, probably not. I think with Watson significantly further ahead of him on form, you've got Josh Adams and Reece Samet. I just don't think there's space.
Okay, okay, brilliant. Right, I'm going to kick you out, and I'll invite you back on in a bit. I'm going to invite Christian up now, so I'm going to move you to audience. Christian, come up if you want to come up on stage. Just invite to speak. Oh, no, wait, I'm wrong one. Christian, how you doing? Oh, yes, you're there. Hello, how you doing?
Hello, mate. Good, you?
Yeah, really good, really good. Trying this new fancy new setup. It's quite interesting to see it all working. Yeah, well, you're a Quins fan, and there's a couple of names
Yes.
been banded around from the Quins camp, and one of them is Danny Kerr, and
Yeah.
Marcus Smith is the rumour as well. There was rumours of that. Do you see either of them actually going? They're both bolters, but do you see either one of those going?
I'd really love to see Danny Kerr going, but I'm seeing a lot of whispers about Ben Spencer at the moment, and I think
Yeah.
that for me, I think Danny Kerr's in probably better form, and he's got plenty of international experience, which in a Lions tour you need that, especially coming up against a massive physical team like South Africa. So I think I'd like to say that Danny Kerr's got a squeak. I hope he does, because I think he'd do really well over them. But I think Marcus Smith, I'd love to see it. I can't see it happening personally, just purely for the fact that he's played once for England, I think, is it, or twice, and he's not properly capped.
Who, Marcus
So,
Smith? Yeah, he's only played. He's never
Smith,
been capped.
He's
no.
played in an exhibition match, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Against the Barbars. And I don't doubt that he'd do well, but I just feel that he'd probably be a little bit exposed against the Box. I
Yeah.
think that they definitely target him, and he's and I was about to say he doesn't suit the game plan, but I forgot we're not talking about England, are we? We're talking about the Lions.
We're talking about the Lions, so it's slightly different.
So maybe he will suit the game plan. I don't know. It'd be a massive experience for him if he did get called up, but I think that truthfully I can't see it happening.
Okie doke. Right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump. Well, actually, one thing I wanted to show you before. So we are going to be showing the bits of the actual coverage. So don't worry, there's nothing happening yet. So we're just talking at the moment. I just want to show you the dates, guys, before we move on. So obviously they are playing Japan before this tournament, that's like over in the UK. But this is the actual touring dates. Okay, so they've got the Stormers first on the 3rd of July, South African Invitational on the 7th of July, Chelsea Sharks on the 10th of July, 14th of July, South Africa A. And then Vodacom Bulls before the first test on the 24th of July against the Springboks, 31st the following week, and then the following week the third test. Now, these dates I believe they are confirmed. There was rumours and talk of kind of changes and stuff, but as far as I know, these are the dates. So there we go. Right, before I come back to you, Christian, I just want to read some of the comments coming in. So, I'd hate to see Marcus Smith go. It could ruin him, Tiff says. Prefer to see Sam Simmons over Billy V. Proved his worth in the Champions Cup this year. Gregor says, I've seen Freddie Clark. He could go as a wild card. Who's that mean? Clark. Oh, sorry, I messed that one up. Jack says Smith needs more international time, I think, before he's picked for the Lions. Definitely looking at seeing him in the future Lions squads if he keeps on the relative form. Moderick says, I'm so nervous, excited. Moderick, I genuinely woke up this morning at 6 a.m. like, oh my God, it's like Christmas morning. So I've been buzzing. Like, I've had lots of coffee as well to keep me going. But I'm fully hyped up for this. It's going to be very exciting to see. How are we doing, everybody? Welcome along. If you want to join the voice chat, click the link in the description to come to the Discord, join the Discord, and then join the live stream. And I'm going to invite some of the guests up, you guys up in a second, so bear with. Chris Harris deserves to go. I tell you what, who's going to be best to answer that? If anybody wants to answer that in the Discord, feel free to put your hand up. Should Chris Harris go on the Lions tour? I'll ask Christian first. Christian, do you think Chris Harris is a name that's going to be on there?
There's been a lot of talk about it. So potentially, I mean, anything could happen today. I think there is going to be some surprises for sure. But yeah, potentially, he probably deserves to go.
Okay, so this is like Christmas Day. It is very much like Christmas Day. Right, Pancake, I'm going to invite you up. So Christian, I'm going to kick you down for a second, so move to audience. Pancake, welcome along. Let's get you on the stage. 1 second. Invite to speak. Hello. Oh, I think I've sent you an invite, so it should come through. Ah, here we go. Hello.
Oh, fucking hell. There we go. Can you hear me?
Mind the swearing. Try not to swear if you can.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. That's all good.
Yeah, I was just going to say like about Chris Harris. Like he's definitely like the strongest defensive 13 that I think the Lions have got. Like obviously you have Ringrose, and you got Henshaw in the mix there as well. But he was lethal in the Six Nations. When Scotland were playing England. We were struggling so much. I just think that like he's got the edge defensively.
Yeah, I think he's gonna. Yeah, so who would you pair him with in a sensitive? Would you start him in a test? And if you would, who would you pair him with?
Probably Henshaw. I think Henshaw at 12 he's been unbelievable, hasn't he? Like defensively, aggressively. He's been controlling that Irish back line for quite a while with Sexton. He's proven on the international stage. He's been doing great for Leinster. I mean, obviously they got knocked out by La Rochelle, but that was, that wasn't his fault. Do
you think Manu will go?
I mean, I'm a Tigers fan, so I think that if Sale get in the top 4, he will get enough game time to go. But I reckon that Gatlin will have that in the back of his mind, because if Sale get top 4, he'll have those final 2 games to kind of get back up to match fitness and stuff. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. He is back fit, and there are rumours that he's going to be back playing this weekend. Okay, right. I'm just going to do it. Cheers, Pancake. Feel free to come up if you want to come up again. I'm just going to kick you down so I can control it a bit. Cool. Right. Right, okay, so if you guys want to get involved, if you want to have your actual say, you actually want to speak, go to the Discord, join the live stream, put your hand up if you want to get involved. I'm going to ask some questions. Do not worry, we will be showing the stream as well, so you'll be able to catch bits, and so you won't miss out on the captain. The captain is being announced at 12:09. I love the precision timing, by the way, to whoever decided to be that. I love that. That really pleased me. Okay, so what's one of my questions I've got for the show? Do you know what? This was something that I've been thinking about all day, and it's something that's, I don't know. Is the Lions the pinnacle, the best you can get in rugby union to win a series? Is it greater than the World Cup to win the World Cup? So Faf de Klerk and South Africa, obviously being World Cup champions, is winning a Lions series for them going to be greater than winning a World Cup? Or is the World Cup greater? What do you think? Let me know in the Discord if you want to talk about this, if you feel like you can add something. Mr. Tickle's going to join in. Let me bring you on stage. Let me know in the chat on YouTube as well, and I'll read out some comments in a sec. Okay, Mr. Tickle is no longer there. No, he's gone. Okay, so let's see what everybody's saying in the chat. I see you guys saying about Zach Mercer. That is certainly one that is an interesting name. Off to Montpellier next season. Is he going to be in with a shot of... Yeah, is he going to be with a shot of coming to... Hey, Jared's here. How you doing, mate? Is Zach Mercer going to be a shot of being in the Lions? So... Yeah, what do you think? It's a bolter. That's a proper bolter if there is one. How you doing, Jared? Good to see you, mate. How many English caps? Off the top of my head, someone else will be able to answer that one a bit better. Someone probably answer that one. Okay, right. There is a question I want to ask. How many Scottish players will be in the squad? Like, let me know if you want to join in, if you want to give me your opinion. Here we go. Freddie's going to jump in. Freddie, come on. Let me just get you on stage. Hello, hello, hello. Should be coming over to you now, Freddie. Hey, Freddie, how you doing? You need to turn your mic on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How you doing?
Fine, thanks. I do think you'll see, for the first time in how many years, you'll see quite a few Scotland players go. I think you're going to see Gray's been touted, Stuart Hogg has to start. I don't think Van der Merwe will go. I think
Okay.
Daly will go ahead of him because of the cover, because it being a smaller squad this year. I think you're going to see players that can play multiple positions. And like Daly can play 11, 13, 14, 15. And you'll see a guy that hasn't been chosen is Hamish Watson, that I am surprised about.
Yeah, that is. Do you think he's been the casualty for Sam Simmonds? Do you think?
Yes.
When I saw the rumours that Sam Simmonds is going to be playing, like, I'm a big Sam Simmonds fan, but I was a bit like, I'm not sure where he fits in the squad, if that makes sense. Like, because he is, but then Gatland's obviously seen his value, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think you can't. Okay, Watson's a superb player, but Simmonds has done it for about 3 years now.
Yeah.
Properly, a high European player. Yeah, there's no point talking about why he should be in the England squad, because that's another discussion for another day. But you can't recognise, and he can play across that back row, and I don't think Hamish Watson can play 8.
Okay, brilliant. Cheers, Freddie. I'm going to jump you out, and I believe we've got a special guest joining us now. So, right, let's get our special guest. Rumoured to be in with a shout of the captaincy, and I believe we should ask if he's excited about the potential announcement in 8 minutes. So, 1 second, he should be coming on the stage in our Discord. Welcome, everybody. If you're just joining along, if you want to join along and have your say, you can join in and get involved. So, I believe we have a potential Lions captain with us here.
How are we? Yeah, exciting. Really exciting day.
If you don't know, it's Jared, aka the Rugby guy. Are we nervous ahead of your potential announcement?
Look, I'm nervous but excited. I haven't had a letter, haven't had a email, text message from all yet. But, a postal service over here, so hopefully, and hopefully Gas has got the wrong number. But yeah, 20 minutes to go. Really excited.
Do you see there being any actual bolters for the team? I know it's a bit noisy for you, but do you actually think any of the bolters? Have you got your? You got your Exeter? You're a Chiefs fan, aren't you?
Fan. So I'm crossing everything. For Sam Simmonds to be in there, hopefully. I know there's rumours. I just heard your conversation there, and there is rumours that he is in. But I guess until the team's announced, we won't know. But hopefully he should be playing for England, shouldn't he? We all know that. But yeah, hopefully Gat is taking this as an opportunity to put two fingers up to Eddie Jones.
Well, yeah, there's absolutely that. So if hypothetically you don't get the call up to be a captain, who would your money be on?
Well, it's going to be Alan Wynne-Jones, isn't it? I'd like to see someone like Ken Owens captain the side. I think he's going to start all 3 tests. I think Cowan Dickey will then come off the bench. So I'd like to see someone like Ken Owens captain the side, but that's never going to happen. It's going to be Alan Wynne-Jones. And there's a lot of talk about Itoje, but who do you think?
I think Alan Wynne-Jones, obviously the rumours are that he's going to get it, but I do think, I still believe that come test day, I think Hogg's going to be in with a shot. I don't know why. I just think Hogg with Scotland. Yeah, I know it's slightly different to have a fullback as captain, but I think he's done such a good job with Scotland, and he's a great leader. But then I think that's the good thing about the Lions. There's leaders all the way through that squad, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's
to be fair, I didn't even consider Stuart Hogg as a captain until recently, but he's done such a great job with Scotland. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be a big shock if he was made captain, but I think it's going to be Alan Wynne.
It's going to be Alan Wynne. It's going to be Alan Wynne. Certainly is. All right. Well, good luck. I hope to see your name in the squad announcement shortly.
Yeah, I'm really excited, really nervous, but thanks for having me on.
No worries, mate. I'll speak to you later.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Okay, so if you want to join in the discussion, you can join in with the voice chat. You could just need to go to the link in the bio. We're going to be doing the captain reveal in 18 minutes, so you can get involved. Get your comments in as well. If you want me, there's so many coming in, it's hard to read, but if you do want me to read it, and it's like a really important thing, you can use the super chat function to kind of help support the channel as well. Okay, let's see what a few of you guys are saying. Itoje should be captain. Big support for Itoje, absolutely. Hogg better start in the test series. It's been too long in Scotland. Hogg's been superb over recent seasons with Exeter, and I know someone said about what pills am I taking for Hogg to be captain. Look, I think he's a great leader, and I think he's a superb player to have in that test squad. It's going to be, it's going to be a great player to have around the squad. I think there's so many players in that squad, the potential leader that are going to be in this squad that are leaders, and Itoje being one of them, Alan Wynne-Jones, Ken Owens. I'd say a future England captain, Tom Curry. I'm a bit out there with that, but I think he's got the potential, certainly. There's some good. So, get your questions in the chat there. And if you want to have your say, come and join us. So, Lawrence from Discord, I'm going to bring you up on stage. Bear with. Hello.
Hello.
Are you, go on.
I was just saying I would be really excited to see Tom Curry or Itoje being captain. I think it would, again, like you said earlier, put the finger up to what's his face?
To Eddie Jones.
To Eddie Jones a bit, actually showing him that they can captain.
Do you think, on the subject of captain, do you think Farrell's a dead cert to go on this tour?
I think they'll bring him just because of the experience he brings, and the idea of the kicking game and stuff like that he can bring with him. Unfortunately, I don't think he should be. I don't think he's been playing his best. However, again, he's one of the best kickers in the lines, I think.
He's a reliable boot, isn't he? It's not going to leave many points out there, sort of thing.
No.
Do you think Sexton will go?
I'm not a huge supporter of Sexton. I think he's very two-dimensional in the way he plays, but I think, again, he's great amount of caps and support behind him, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's certainly. I think the leadership, and I think that's going to be the big thing we're going to South Africa, is going to be a leadership thing. And I think that's where Gatland, if we're going to have Alan Wynne as captain, there might be a few more squad leaders of that sort of experience that, I'd be surprised if he doesn't go, personally, but we'll find out very soon. Thanks, Lawrence, for joining me. I'm going to just try it out. Right, let me try that. So, if you guys want to get involved, you can actually speak now. We've added this feature in, so go to the Discord in the link in the bio, and you can have your say on anything we're talking about. There was a question I wanted to ask you guys in the chat on YouTube. Who's going to be the starting 9, the test 9? Is it going to be Murray? Is Murray the definite starter? If that's the case, who's the backup going to be? Let me know in the chat box. I'm going to switch back over to here for a second. So you can let me know in the chat box here. I'm reading it as we go, so I can see what's being said as well. Moderick says Murray starting 9 easily. Jack says Sexton won't go. Freddie, with Ben Young's pulled out, Murray will be. George Ford, obviously, will George Ford go as well? Murray, Spencer. Now, Ben Spencer. Is there anybody in Discord who wants to enlighten us to Ben Spencer? Anybody want to give their views on, should he be going? Is he a realistic person? Okay, Pancake is going to join in. Let's get you involved. One sec. So if you want to join in the chat, just go to the Discord and you can come on stage and chat like this, and we talk about everything.
Yep.
Hello. So Ben Spencer.
We've been having this discussion, I think, like Ollie and Freddie in the Discord. I don't think any of us have really picked him yet. I mean, obviously he's been doing great for Bath. Like every time since he's left Sarries, he's taken that by storm. But I think there's a general consensus that if you go for Spencer, why not go for Kerr? He's been making team of the week, week in, week out, absolutely destroying it up with wins in the top 4 with Smith. And if you're kind of going for that explosive person, because I think everyone's kind of saying that Murray's going to start. If you're wanting Spencer, why not go for Kerr? But what do you think?
I think Kerr's got to go personally, just because of the experience. I really do believe that's the key, is his experience. I think that's going to be the big thing. If I was to go, if you give me a choice out of Cooney or Spencer, I'd go Cooney every day. Truthfully, I like Spencer, but I feel like for me, Spencer's. I don't think he's in form that's just my own view. This season, he's not like post lockdown. He was outrageous when he first went there to Bath, but I feel like this season it's kind of, I don't know. To me, it's just that's why I was big time shocked that Spencer's not, or that he was rumoured to be even in this conversation. Like, truthfully being honest there. But yeah, it's interesting. I think the halfbacks are the most interesting. Do you think Finn Russell will go? That's something I thought. That's the big one, isn't it? I think out of the whole, is he the one that will go? Do you think he'll back him?
Well, I think that, well, originally I had to change my my predictor squad a few times because after I found out, Sexton had failed, was it 4 HIAs or something?
Yeah, he's had a few knocks, yeah.
If you bring him, it's just so risky. But there was also talk of like Craig Casey and Kieran Hardy, and a lot of people were saying, obviously I think it's going to be Murray and one of the other Welsh scrum halves, probably Gareth Davis, maybe, just because he's been playing a lot, he's got a lot of experience. But people saying it might just be a toss-up between Thomas Williams, Kieran Hardy, Craig Casey, Cooney, and Kerr, basically, and that just depends on what sort of style Gatland wants. Yeah, I think you have to take Russell. Like, the more I think about it, it's got the X factor. You'll have Farrell and Bigger, who are very sort of solid, experienced test boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I didn't pick Finn to go. I just think this, experience. I don't know. It's a tough one. I just got this feeling he's not going to go. Yeah.
Oh really? Why not?
I'd love to think he'd go. Yeah, if he go, I think they'll go. I think he'll go Sexton. I just believe he'll go Sexton over Russell. I don't know why. I've just got this belief he will. If Sexton,
just experience.
Yeah, just experience, and I think you kind of know what you're gonna get. I don't know, but then with Townsend there, that could be the thing. That could be the key thing. Will Townsend say actually he's changed his style? Is a bit more part of the team now. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? Right, thank you very much.
Sure.
I'm going to kick you out of there. Brilliant. Thanks, Pancake. Right, let's move you down to there. Okay, guys, let's see what everybody else is saying in the chat. We've got, well, not long to go now, 11 minutes. You will be able to see the captain announcement. I'm going to put it on stage when it gets a little bit closer. I'm going to make sure that's up here. So they're talking in, it's all like a 3D stage. If I give you a little bit of a glimpse to make sure this is actually working, let me let's test this out. So, if I go here, bear with guys, and if we go here and take that off, we should
slightly changed person because
have some sound. It's probably a little bit quiet,
as I said,
but you can see this is the kind of look that we've got at the moment. So Jason Leonard, absolute legend. It's like a 3D stage.
But next, we're going to be taking
a bit
of a trip down memory lane as we hear from some
I'm going to jump out. I'm going to jump out there for the time being, guys, just because it's kind of just background noise, and I want to hear what you guys are saying first. Don't forget, we will be covering the reveal, and we will do the squad announcement, so don't worry, you're not going to miss anything. But the whole point of this is to get you guys talking about your selections and what kind of changes and what do you expect. So we've got the captain announced in, well, 10 minutes. So who is Alan Wynne the definite captain? So I want to ask this question: who's the first name on that team sheet? The very first name on the Lions test team sheet. Who is your first name that you're going to put in? Let me know in the chat on the left hand side, and I'll get involved and I'll read out some of your views and opinions. I'm going to come to the Discord as well. So who is the first name on the Lions test team sheet? Right, let's go to Discord. Anybody in Discord want to jump in on the chat for this one? Lawrence, anybody else? I'll come to you in a sec, Lawrence. I just want to see if anyone else new comes in. Right, I can see everyone's coming. I'm coming to you in a second, Lawrence. Bear with. Alan Wynne-Jones, Itoji, Chris Harris, I think, will go. Alan Wynne-Jones, Burn, Alan Wynne-Jones, Marrow, Hogg. What about Billy? Does Billy Vunipola go? Right, I'm going to come to Lawrence. Who's the first name on your team sheet? Let me just invite you to the chat. Don't forget, guys, if you want to get involved in the chat, go to the Discord and you can get involved like Lawrence is. Lawrence, who's the first name on that Lions team sheet?
Well, it's got to be the people that everyone's going. It's got to be one of these captains, isn't it? Itoje, Alan Wynne-Jones, Ken Owens. Who would you start at your front row? Who would be your starting test front row? Oh God. I'm
Would
not
you,
sure on that one.
would you go? Would you go Ken Owens or Luke Cowan-Dickie to start a test?
Ken Owens.
You go Ken Owens.
He's been playing well, but Ken Owens just looked amazing during the Six Nations.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to disagree. I'm going to go Cowan-Dickie all the way. I'm fully on the Cowan-Dickie hype train.
I mean, yeah, I agree. It could be either of them. This is the beauty of the Lions, isn't it? Though
it's
it could be either, and
it's the beauty of a squad, isn't it? A squad like this, it could be anybody, and I think the competitiveness will bring out the best in them. And yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Do you think with Marler potentially not going, do you think the front load probably going to be Furlong and maybe Wyn Jones? Would you disagree with that?
No, I could see that. I don't think Joe Marler should go. I think he's been playing amazingly at club level, but I think they need the international experience to come with them at the moment, especially with a small squad. It's hard to get that bit past.
Brilliant. Thanks, Lawrence. I'm gonna jump out. We've got a bit more to go, and I'll speak to you in a bit. Okay, right. So if you want to join in and have your say, go to the link in the description. There's a Discord. You can join it, join the chat, and just pop in, put your hand up, and we can get you chatting and get you along to have a conversation. Let's see what everybody else is saying in the chat here. Healy, I think Luke Cowan-Dickie should be going. Either would be Fab. Marler goes. He will be there to hold the bags. Wyn Jones, Luke Cowan-Dickie, Furlong. Right, let's talk about locks then before we get into it. Your starting test locks. Don't worry, you're not missing anything. As you can see here. Here. No. There. The captain reveal is in 7 minutes. I've got it up here, so we'll switch to it when they do the captain reveal. So don't worry, you're not going to miss out on anything. They're just talking to Jason Robinson, and I can't work out who it is. It's on a Zoom call. So yeah, so they're just talking at the moment, so you're not missing out on anything. Don't worry so much with that. Right, so who's your starting locks? That's what I want to know. In the Discord, if anybody wants to jump in, who's your starting locks for the Lions in a test? Who are you going to go for? Let me know. If you're watching along on the YouTube, let me know in the chat who's your starting locks for a test. Let's see if we can get that sorted. Anybody in the Discord want to jump in with this one? Welcome along, Joe Phelan. Absolutely great to have you along, mate. Let's see. Thank you for the support, Joe. It means a lot to support the creators. Thank you very much. Got to be Etoji and Alan Wyn Jones. When the captain reveal, it's 12:09, the big thing in the middle. So we've got a few minutes left until that's announced. Right, Johnny Hill. Will Johnny Hill go on the Lions tour? Oof, we will find out, I guess, very shortly. Byrne and Henderson as a starting lock. Alan Wyn Jones and Etoji. What channel is the announcement on? If you scroll down to the bottom, it's on a voice channel, and it's called Lions Live Stream, and you can join in there and put your hand up, and I'll invite you on stage, and you can come and give us your views on anything to do with the Lions. So feel free to come and get involved. Tommy Bow is the other person. Sorry, yeah. My eyesight, there's a lot going on here. So yeah, it's one of those. Great. Is Johnny Gray going to go? That's an interesting one. If you're in Discord, I'd love to know if you think Johnny Gray deserves to go. Let me know if you want to join in and have a conversation on this one. It'd be great to have you involved. Hey, Ollie, how you doing?
Sorry, I can't raise my hand as a mod, so
that's all right. No worries. Just jump on if there's space.
Okay. Yeah, I think Johnny Gray will go. I mean, he's had his tackling record for the last 5 years. I think he's dropped off a tiny bit recently, but his tackling record for the last 5 years was something like 99.5%.
Yeah.
I think he's in my of the 5 I've picked, he's in it. I went with Itoje, Alan Wyn Jones, Gray, Byrne, Henderson.
So at the cost of Ryan, that was the one you dropped.
Yeah, I think Ryan. I think it will either be Ryan or Henderson. One of them will drop out. But personally, I think Henderson should go. He's been more recently significantly better. One bolter, though, I would say for lock is Ryan Baird.
Okay.
I think it's unlikely he'll go, but he was very good for Leinster at the weekend and has been evidently all season. And he's something like 20. But yeah, I think that's a really kind of, as with all of the positions, I think it's one of the most competitive.
Yeah, I think
considering people like Yules and Launchbury and anyone.
I think locks is certainly one of the toughest positions in the Lions to get in. So we've got 4 minutes now until the captain's announced. Cheers, Ollie. I'll get you back on in a bit. All right. Let's move you down there. yeah, guys, let me know what your thoughts are on the Lions. We've got a few minutes now until the captain's announced. Don't worry, we'll be showing it on screen for you, so you're not going to miss anything. It's on in 3 minutes, so I'll switch over in a second. But as you can see on screen now, this is just a selection. This was BT Sport did a selection of players for their draft, and I thought it'd be quite a handy thing to look at. So these are some of the players who could be being considered for the Lions tour. So there's a few big names in there, and who are going to be the big casualties then? What do you think of Saracens players? Like, we've got Daly, Vunipolas, we've got who else we got? Sorry, Atoji. There's some big names that could George could be one, might not go. I don't know. Who are you taking as hookers? Let me know in the chat who your 2 hookers are for the tour. Let's see what everybody is saying. Watson, sure thing, right? I would have Watson in the squad. But as somebody said earlier, is that at the cost of Sam Simmons? And that's going to be the interesting one. Burning at 6. Gray, Allen Wynne-Jones, Itoje and Henderson. Hamish, Watson and Hogg only guaranteed Scots. So no Finn there, you're saying. So we've not got long now. I'm going to switch over in a second. Okay, right. Let's get this switched over. Let's take this down and take this down. Oh, no, that's action. Bear with, guys. So yeah, I'll leave that up for the time being. We'll be ready to go in a second when the captain's going to be announced. So I'll make sure we don't miss that so we can hear it. Billy won't make it. Owens and Cowan Dickey. Watson, Hogg, Russell. Sadly, don't think Van der Merwe will go purely on the fact his tackling is dodgy. Vunipola brothers won't go, says Dale. If you're new to Fab Rugby, make sure you hit like on this video because other people find it. And also subscribe because you flash up on screen. It does some magic stuff. And also, we do loads of random rugby bits. So it'd be great to have you along for other videos that we do that are live and stuff. So you don't miss out on those kind of things. So make sure... Hey, who's that just said hello? Yeah. So it's all good. Right. Brian Habana's on stage at the minute. They're just going around talking to people. So you're not missing out on anything. The captain is to be announced very shortly. So 2 minutes to go. So yeah, if you want to have your say, get your comments in now and I'll read them as we go. Players to keep an eye out in this squad announcement then. Okay, so I've gone Hamish Watson, Taj Burn. I keep saying Taj, sorry. I know it's Tyg Burn. It's just the way my brain is function, so I know people picked up on that before. Tyg Burn, as I said, Saracens players. Finn Russell. These are the 2 names for me that I'm really keen to see. Finn Russell, is he in that squad? The other one, Manitou Ilangi. Either one of those, are they in the squad? Yes, the talks of Sam Simmons and that, but those 2 for me, that's the 2 big ones. Will they make it? Will they miss out? They're the 2 big talking points. Right, okay, let's switch to here. Where are we? Players. Schedule. Okay, so yeah, literally we're going to have the captain reveal very shortly, so we're going to see who it is. I believe it's going to be Alun Wyn Jones if the rumours are to be true. Yeah, that's the stuff that's kind of been all in the papers this morning. So yeah, who are you most looking forward to seeing? Who do you think? Finn? Do you think Manitou Ilangi with being back fit? Do you think we'll see them back? They're the big names, aren't they? Let's see what everybody else is saying. Masses, Anthony Watson should be a certainly agree there. Hogg to score the try of the series. Lions to win. Yeah, what's the series score going to be before we get on to the captains then? What's the series score going to be? Let me know in the chat. Is there anybody in Discord wants to jump in for a prediction? Let me just... I've lost the thing. Bear with. So anybody want to jump in with a prediction for the Lions tour this in 2021 in South Africa? What's the series score going to be? Jack says 2-1, 12:09. Yeah, I'm just waiting. They're still talking to Brian Habana at the minute on my screen. Jokes on us when Mako is captain. 2-1 to South Africa, 2-1 to Lions. Moderek says Tuolangi has a chance. Farrell for captain. Okay, all right. Who's jumping on? Christian, what do you think, what's the score what's the prediction going to be? What's your prediction for the series?
I think it's going to be 2-1 to the Lions. I think we'll win. I think we'll lose the first test and win the last 2.
Do you think do you know what? I've just seen what Dale wrote and that was just where my mind was going. Do you think that the fact that South African haven't played rugby since the World Cup final, that's like, as a team, do you think that's going to impact them?
Undoubtedly it will, but under Rassie Erasmus, I think you know, they are World Cup winners. They will find a way to get back together and find the cohesion and the consistency with one another. And, you know, it's not like the Lions have been, you know, it's a put together team, isn't it? You know, they've still got to learn to play with one another and find a way to beat the opposition. So I think it's going to be a challenge on both sides, really.
Absolutely. Right, I'm just going to kick you out because I think we're going to be having a captain announcement in a second, so I'm going to kick you out now. I'll speak to you in a bit. Okay, right. So if you want to join the Discord, you can join that, and that's where you can join in and have your say in the conversation. It's going to be particularly good after, I think, when the squad's been announced. You can come and have your say and get involved. But I'm going to switch over in a second. I'm just waiting for them to change to basically declaring the captain. So I believe it'll be Jason Leonard who will be reading it out. Let's see what everybody's saying before I move over to that. Brian O'Driscoll comes out of retirement and becomes captain. He could probably still do a number, couldn't he? Says Mars. Benjamin says, I wouldn't say Northern Hemisphere rugby is in the best state considering an average Wales team won the Six Nations. Nathan says half of them play for sale anyway. That's a good point. Ollie says, find that misleading. All their players have still been playing very well at a club level. I think this will be the most fair tour we've ever seen. But yeah, Tiff, you make a very good point. The Lions haven't played together for 4 years. That's a very good point there. Andy Good for captain. Zebo is one that when I was talking about Bolters, I was like, I couldn't work out if he was going to be available, but I believe he still is. He's been playing well for Racing 92, so why not? And he's obviously going back to Munster soon. So yeah, why not? Archie says, worried Box will do the same to the Lions as what they did to England in the 2018 tour. Hey, Will, how you doing, mate? You managed to get out of school early. Gatlin still hasn't decided, so pushed out her banner to stall and making time. Imagine that. Like, I can imagine there's a few people like screwing with design if that was the case. Go ahead. But we've got to do shiny graphics. David Flatman coming out of retirement. That would be dreamy, wouldn't it? Flats in a Lions shirt. That would be dreamy. Imagine if Zebo went. Yeah, there's a few. Right, okay, I think we're switching now. So I'm going to flick over to here. So bear with. Let me turn this on.
36 players.
Okay, right. Let's hopefully this is now going to be. I just want to make sure.
And not just being the Lions, but also having lived in Ireland, the UK. You know,
So this is about Gats.
part of it.
Firstly,
Just going to turn up a little bit, guys.
we need to have choir practice in the evenings.
Don't let the moment slip.
Okay, so you should still be able to hear me over the top.
Because we never know what's going to happen in the game. Make it count. Do something special. Best players love a challenge. They get excited about a challenge. Switch on, concentrate, make sure we nail it next moment. Put them under pressure. If guys are happy at home and their partners and mums and dads and kids are happy, then you get a better player, you get a better person.
Okay.
Well, I'm delighted to say I'm now joined by Lions head coach Warren Gatland. Warren, welcome. This is your third consecutive tour in the hot seat, but I imagine
Here he is.
this one feels a little bit different in terms of the preparation with everything that's going on in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. We've kind of been playing a bit of catch-up, kind of unsure about what was going to happen. I think everyone's sort of gone through the similar situation. But now as we get closer, and a big day today, really excited about the final preparations and planning and really looking forward to getting down to South Africa.
Now, you were, of course, part of the coaching staff for the South Africa tour back in 2009, and since then you have coached or been the head coach on all the subsequent tours. This is more than a job for you, isn't it? This has become such a huge part of your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I feel so privileged and so honoured to be, been involved, firstly in 2009 as an assistant coach.
Tell us who the captain is. Come on.
And for me, I think it's the experience of being on both sides. I was lucky enough to play against the Lions.
I'm just going to turn that a little bit, see what people are saying. playing catch-up. Let's go Lions watching from class. How you doing, Kean John? Happy wife, happy life. Warren Gatland, his last tour as coach. That's it. Who would be the next Lions coach then? Let's start that one up. Who's going to be the 2025 Lions coach? Eddie Jones, maybe? There's one for you. Henshaw should play. Sen Gonzalo, do you think he will? Yeah, I can't see why not. But it's whether he gets in the squad. We'll find out very shortly. 12:28, although it might be running late by the look of it. Because we're meant to have the captain by now.
Continues to grow with the momentum that the Lions creates, and it's going to be a challenge without the fans, but something really to look forward to.
Could you ever have imagined when you were a player taking on the Lions that you would have such a legacy with the Lions?
No, not. To be honest, no. It's something
yeah, I'm literally. I look like I'm watching TV, so it's just sexy.
Very lucky to have been involved with that.
Townsend, please don't be Eddie Jones. Townsend could be the next Lions coach. That's what you're thinking.
You know, the bringing together of the players.
Should turn this down a little bit. You reckon Townsend? Imagine Eddie Jones. How would the Scots, if you're Scottish watching this, how would you feel that you have to have Eddie as your coach? Pat Lamb, that's a great shout. He will have done. He'll have done bits at at Bristol by then.
And you're trying to put a team together in such a short
Please
space
don't be
of time
Eddie Jones. Ford next coach. Wow, that's a big shout.
Of everything, I was, anyone watching here, the fans, even players, coaches,
right.
There is nobody who's not attempted to make a squad list. It is no easy task. Do you find it fun? Is it stressful?
I want to see what he answers to this.
It's stressful. It's look, I have to be honest. In all my time in coaching, this is the hardest and was the most challenging squad that I've ever been involved with to pick, because it's trying to get a balance and understanding why that is, and for people, you've seen so many different squads and people, and at the end of the day,
it seems like every man and his dog's had a squad this year. Has it seemed like literally everybody is doing sharing a squad this year? So it's good. I think people are loving it and engaging it. But there's going to be some big calls in this squad for sure, and it's going to be really interesting to see what outrage is caused from us. Just remember to just be nice. That's all it is. Just be nice, because there will be some disappointed players and that. So don't feel like tagging players. That's something I will say. Okay, come on. This is like if you watch the World Cup draw with us, it was very long-winded and drawn out. Come on, we want to know who the captain is, and then we want to know the squad. Come on, Gats.
I think the rugby sometimes takes care of itself. But
Waffle. He lost. Bless him. My dad has always coached our rugby team, and we are the best. That's an I don't know if I could have my dad as a coach, as a rugby coach. Yeah, I don't know how we'd get on. Eddie as Lions coach. Yeah, it's something. What about Andy Farrell? Alex Sanderson for the future? Tell us, Gats, we want to know. First thing, who's the captain? Is Jared the captain? And who's in the squad? Come on, we want to know. Waffle. Supporting Lions no matter what. Absolutely. Right, yeah, you're not missing much. You're just waffling on at the minute. So, let's, yeah.
This is a nervous day for the players.
Okay.
It's such a unique way that the fans and players find out at the same time. Some players will have had sleepless nights. Some will be excited in a short period of time.
Pat Lamb and Rob Baxter joint coaching. Imagine that. Rob Baxter's a good shout, Very good shout. Farrell within a shout.
You understand that there's going to be people who are going to be disappointed, and really disappointed.
If it weren't for you, I would have already left. Oh, well, thanks. I feel honoured. Come on, Gats, we want to know. Tell us. Put us out of our misery. We've been waiting months for this, and it's just like extra pain this is. Come on. I would have said Andy Good is definitely going to be the captain this year. Harry Kane for captain. Yeah, there's a... Yeah, who could be the randomest captain? Who would be the randomest captain? Like just real bolter captain. Eddie Jones. I saw someone said Brian O'Driscoll. I think that'd be a good shout. Joe Smith. Well, not captain, but definitely coach. I don't know. Has he kind of? I was trying to remember what he did. He did go back into coaching, didn't he? Someone may be able to tell me. Paddy Jackson captain. Terry Wogan. Yeah, I don't think that's possible. Okay. Oh, come on. So, we have an announcement.
And
Alan Wynne-Jones is captain then.
Is, like I say, a privilege in the fact of,
Are they wearing black socks?
What those players have achieved in this jersey, and obviously
I'm back. I don't know what happened. Sorry, guys.
So we're waiting today to find out who the squad is. We've got one name ticked off with you, but how do you find out that you have got the honour of being captain?
Right.
I had a call from Gats on Sunday evening.
So Alan Wynne-Jones is captain of the British Lions. I'm going to turn this up. Sorry, guys,
we
it
had a
died.
quick chat, and I accepted, obviously, and we find ourselves here today, like I say.
I mean, your name has been bandied about for quite a while, but had you dared to dream that this was a possibility?
Well, like I said earlier, I think initially the draw is to get into the squad, and then you know, anything can happen from there, and have your hat in the mix for being selected. Obviously, having the armband as well is a huge privilege, but initially it was the squad selection, and like I say, I've just got a huge amount of pride to be able to probably add this to the CV, but obviously there's a lot of work to do you know, once we get out there and obviously face all the games that we've got to go ahead.
So when you finally phoned Warren back, when you find out that you have been made captain, are you allowed to tell anybody?
Obviously the nearest and dearest. Kept it pretty tight on request of Gats for obvious reasons, but a lot of these things seem to get out somehow for one reason or another. So you know,
Okay, so I'm just gonna
kept tight at my end. And,
I'm just gonna bring it down a little bit because it's just talking now. So there we go. We have it confirmed now that Alan Wynne-Jones is going to be the Lions Tour captain.
Yeah, it has been 4
What
years
do we
in
make
the
of
waiting
that
to
then? What do we
almost
make
select
of that? Let me know in the chat what you think. Are we happy with that? Good decision, bad decision? Let me know in the chat. Is it a good option? Let's see if we've got anybody in the Discord that wants to come in and give their views. Are we happy? Somebody in the Discord, feel free to, Ollie, if you're there, feel free to jump in. Let me become a speaker. Ollie, hello. Ollie, if you want to join, you can come and join and have a chat. Are you happy with Alan Wynne as captain? Let me know if any. Here we go. Turn your mic on. Let me just bring that down. Ollie, turn your mic on and you can hear. Ollie? Hello.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Okay. Yeah, happy with Alan Wynne as captain?
I wouldn't say. I mean, it was inevitable. It's not. It wasn't. I don't. For me, I always thought it was going to be Alan Wynne. I could always hope it was going to be someone else, but I mean, I feel okay. I think if it were any other coach apart from Gatland, it wouldn't have been Alan Wynne-Jones.
Okay.
I think he has a not just a loyalty, because obviously he does have a loyalty, but having worked with Wales for such a long time, he knows the Welsh players inside out, and he knows that with Alan Wynne, he knows exactly what he gets. He gets a good leader, he gets a good player, and there's no jeopardy in picking someone he hasn't worked with before. So in terms of a squad which is being coached by Gatland, I think it's a decent decision.
Yeah, it's a solid decision, isn't it? It's kind of, with all the talk and that, I think it was always going to be him with his leadership qualities. Yeah, all right, I'm going to just jump you out there, Ollie. I'll chat to you in a minute. Let's move down there. Okay, right, so let's get your views and opinions. Drop it in the chat. We'll be doing the squad very shortly. So, Alan Wynne-Jones is confirmed as Lions captain. So, let's see what everybody's saying. How you doing, Kieran? Nice to see you here. Alan Wynne-Jones should not be on the tour, Budge says. The kit looks similar to the old Man United kit on the screen with Alan Wynne-Jones. So, if you're not seeing it, if I flick over, you can actually see it. Let me just make this so you can visually see it. It's very, let's talk a little bit about how it actually looks, shall we? It looks, as somebody said, just like Star Trek. It's got a feel to it, hasn't it? I first saw this kind of tech done for a tennis interview where they're not there, but they're like kind of involved in it. And yeah, it's a really interesting concept. And in COVID times, having to adapt, I think that's pretty smart, to be honest with you. I think that's quite clever. Although the black sock, it just looks like black socks to me. Like, I always thought it was blue and green should be, because other than maybe on the sleeves, where's the Irish kind of nod? Because they do look black. They do look like black, but they're probably dark blue but it's just the screen. Great choice. Hello, Jamie. How you doing? Welcome along, everybody. If you're new, make sure you hit like on this video and hit subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. So you're new to Fab Rugby, so come and join us for other videos that we do. It's just random and we just chat. If you want to talk with me, you can do that. Go to the Discord and give us your views on the captain. Is there anybody in the Discord who wants to talk about the captaincy? Anybody put your hand up and I will invite you up on stage and you can give us your views. Are you happy that Alan Wynne-Jones is captain? Feel free to jump on stage and give us your views on it as we go. So all you need to do is put your hand up in the Discord and you can come up and there we go. Pancake, how we doing? Let's get you up on stage. Hello.
Oh, hello. Yeah, I think I agree a lot with what Ollie said. Like, I think Gatland and Alan Jones is a good kind of solid base to kind of build the squad around. You know, there was I saw a lot of weird chat on Twitter about there being a tour captain and a test captain, and that kind of tied into what Christian said about maybe like, you know, Hogg being the test captain. But I think that would just kind of undermine, you know, whoever the tour captain was, you know, probably always going to be Alan Jones. So I think it's a kind of, you know, I don't think that'll surprise many people, but I also think it's quite a solid combination because they know each other well. You know, Alan Jones, you know, he may not be the best lock available in the home nations, but he's a solid player, great leader, and ultimately, you know, he might get subbed off before the end of the game. He might not, depends how he's going. But just to have that presence and experience is invaluable to Lions, I think. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I feel like I think it was the safest option as well, to be honest. I think it was a good option for his experience. Gats will trust him like 100%. And like I said before, I think there's so many good players and leaders in that squad. I think it shouldn't be. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that he's there. And I think in the future, yeah, there will obviously it won't be Alan Wynne-Jones for the next tour, but. Yeah, I think he's a great leader, and I think he sets the bar, doesn't he? He sets the kind of high standards from training across the board to in the matches. He's putting his body on the line every single game, and it's just a physical wreck at the end of a game. But it's going to be interesting with whether he starts. Well, he's going to start now, isn't he? So it's going to be him and Itoje starting locks now for the test. But will he play the full 80 against South Africa?
I'm not sure about that. I think obviously it depends who goes, but I think you'll have someone like Henderson or Byrne or even Gray on the bench. And I think you just sort of have to get them on at some point. I think Itoje definitely has the gas to go the full 80 and, you know, be his, you know, annoying self. Hopefully, you know, not as many penalties. Yeah. But, you know, hassle the rucks, hassle the players, get in the nine's face, do all that stuff. But, I mean, ultimately, you know, whilst he is the captain, you're going to have other leaders with him. You know, you're going to have Bigger, Farrell, Hogg, Itoje, you know, they're all big names, you know, well respected in the squads, you know, not just, you know, Itoje in England, but, you know, the other nations respect him. So it's not the end of the day if he does get subbed off at 60, 65 minutes. But as long as you've got that presence, I think, throughout the game, yeah, you know, he'll still be on the bench with Gatland and get the message across. I think that's the key role he's got to play.
Brilliant. Right, I'm going to kick you out now for a bit, and I'm just going to talk about how that just ended because that was quite funny. Right, I'll speak to you in a bit. Right, so yeah, guys, if you're new and you want to join in the chat, you can come and have your say in a virtual chat. So you can actually join the Discord and there's a voice chat, and you can put your hand up and join in and have a conversation, and you can jump on the live stream with us. So if you didn't see that, you'll be able to watch it back. There's a bit where it goes very Star Trek-y, where Alan Wynne disappeared behind this. It was doing this kind of movement. Yeah. I feel like that's definitely meme quality there, meme material. So let's see what we can get on with that. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, welcome. We're getting to that stage now. We're talking squad selection time now. We know Alan Wynne-Jones is captain. Let's have a look at potential players then. Who in that list is going to miss out? Who are the big names that are going to miss out from this? If we go through it, yeah, there's so many big names in there that could miss out in this. The big question marks around whether Danny Care could be a late bolter. Billy Vunipola's in. Courtney Law's recovering from injury. Dan Robson, whether his form's been good enough with Wasps. if you can go through these teams and we go to Ireland, like Andrew Porter, with the fact that he can play both positions, I think he's definitely in with a shot of getting in there. Tyke Furlong's probably going to be your test starter. Keith Earl never lets you down. Keith Earls never lets you down. I think there's certainly he's got enough experience in that, and I think he'd be a hell of a player to have in that squad. Going into Scotland, there's a couple of questions over how many Scottish players are going to be in this team or in the squad. Ali Price is a potential 9. 9's the most open position. I think Hogg's a definite. I think who else is there? Johnny Gray, potentially. I think Sutherland's definitely in with a shot. Hamish Watson, after his Six Nations being player of the tournament, he's certainly in with a shot as well. And then moving to Wales, then there's a couple of names there. Dan Biggar's obviously been in impressive form for Northampton recently. Quite interested to see whether Naveed is included in this squad. Tipperick, for me, should be in the squad, but will that come at the cost of maybe someone like Sam Simmons? Faletau is my starting 8. I just think he's a starting test 8, and then you bring Simmons on. That could be your option. But yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think. So get involved. It moves along quite fast. So if I miss things, like, I'll try and pick it up. If not, you can use the super chat, and it flashes up and I see it then, and it supports the channel as well. So what's been revealed so far? This is the big reveal so far. Let me put this up for you. This is the big reveal. Alan Wynne-Jones is captain of the 2021 British and Irish Lions Tour to South Africa. We've now got Sam Warburton and Gavin Hastings on screen talking, so you're not missing anything when I cut away, so don't worry, you're not missing anything. They're just talking, and we found with Gats waffling on as well. So, yeah, the big one, is Owen Farrell a definite? Is he the definite going? We're going to find out very soon. We're literally just waiting now for the squad announcement. Let me see if there's anybody in the Discord who can answer that question. Is Owen Farrell going to be a definite? Put your hand up if you want to answer that question in the Discord, and I'll bring you up on stage and you can answer that question. Is Owen Farrell a definite? Let me know in the chat if you want to come and join on the stage in Discord. Okay, Nathan's going to come up. Let's bring you up. Okay. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
So we thinking Owen Farrell, definite?
Got to be. I don't even like him, but I don't know how you leave him out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He matches up too well against the South African side as well, who are just as chippy as he is.
He's going to have an edge to him, isn't he?
Absolutely. You get that.
So is it your starting 10, starting 12? Or not starting?
I'd say start him first test at least at 10. Set the tone. You know, you need someone who's as good at winding people up as Faf de Klerk is.
Yeah, so has that yeah, I get what you mean with that. Yeah. I think that's one of the interesting ones, is seeing how they work. Do you think Sexton will be... Who's going to be your starting 10 then for the first test? Who would you go as your starting 10?
I don't know. I'll leave that to the professional.
Do you think Biggar? Do you think he's done enough?
Yeah, I can see that. I can see Gats going for that.
I think he knows him inside out, doesn't he? So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. Brilliant. Thanks very much. I think we're not far away now from the squad announcement, so I'll move you down. Okay, right. So you're not missing anything. Don't worry, guys. I'm just going to bring this down. So yeah, you're not missing anything. They're just talking. It's Gavin Hastings and Sam Warburton. So yeah, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Faz has had a bad Six Nations, but otherwise great. I would say he won't go. Not showing enough quality, Sam says. Finn should play at 10. That's the big one. Is Finn going to be going? We're going to be finding out very shortly. Hey, Sherna, how you doing? Fly half or centre is the question. He's got a better record at 12. Is George Ford in with a shout? Anybody in the chat? Like, you'll know from seeing Squidge's videos about how underrated, well, potentially underrated he is for the amount of work he does in his kicking game and his passing game. Maybe gets a bit of a hard time for some bizarre reason from fans. So yeah, let me know. Let me. Okay, there, and Gavin Henson. That would be the ultimate bolter, I think. That would be that would be a good one. From Sunbed to Lions Tour in the space of like a few weeks. Right, Marcus Smith. No, Farrell 10. Smithy, imagine Marcus Smith going on the tour. It'd be amazing to see. I think that what excites me is the potential of what Gatland could appeal. But this could very much be like a Line of Duty kind of thing where we all get excited and it's like, oh, for sake, I wanted him in it and we've gone with him, and you know, it's the danger of getting hyped up for these kind of things. But I'm excited. I'm excited just to see who gets selected. You're not missing anything at the moment. Sam Warburton is just talking on Zoom. So yeah, we'll find out a little bit more in a second. Henson is someone who has a better boot than Daly. Okay, Daly then. Let's talk Daly. Simple, yes or no, in the chat. Is Elliot Daly going to be on the tour? We're going to find out very shortly with the squad announcement. But is Elliot Daly going to be in the tour squad? Let me know in the chat. Yes or no? Just a yes or no. That's all you need to type in the chat. Is there anybody on the Discord who wants to come in and answer that? Is Elliot Daly going to be on the tour? Ollie?
Yes.
So you think he's definite, yeah?
Yeah. I think yes, but as a centre and not as a back three player. I think now that George North has dropped out, and see my centres are Henshaw, Ringrose, Slade, and Harris and Daly. I don't think I don't think that now that George North is out, I think he should go as a centre. He's played centre for the last. He didn't actually play it this week, but 2 weeks ago and the week before that, he's played centre and was probably the best player on the pitch, and it's his preferred position, and it would be a shame not to have him there. And he's got the cover as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I think with the boot as well, I think that's going to be a factor. I know someone said Hogg can kick as well, but I think it's such a good option to have an extra player like that over there with the kicking conditions. I think it's going to really benefit having someone with a big boot. And I think, like you say, the versatility and he can fit in anywhere. Yeah, I can see him going for that. Right, I'm going to just jump you out of there. I'm going to read some comments. I'll get you back on in a minute. Okay. Sad North and Launchbury can't go, says Sam. Shona says, I would agree with a centre, but he'd better not be a fullback. Gatland is Lions teams will be Welsh, English. I hope there's a few Scots in there because they rightfully deserve it. Alex Donbrandt as a late bolter. Let's see what everybody's saying about the Daly thing. No, Aidan says. Budge says no. Mars says yes, but shouldn't. Daly, yes. Dale says. Louis says no. Please, Danny Kerr. Right. Okay, I think we're there now. Let's switch to here. Let me turn this up.
I'd like to take the opportunity to thank our partners.
So here we go then. Here is the squad announcement of the British and Irish Lions Tour of South Africa 2021. Here we go then. Right.
London Pride, TM Lewin, Chase Distillery, Rhino, and Sky Sports.
Okay.
I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the British and Irish Lions staff who have worked so hard over the past few months. And now, ladies and gentlemen,
here we go.
It's my honour to announce the touring squad for the 2021 tour to South Africa.
Let's go.
The backs.
Here we go.
Josh Adams. Cardiff Rugby, Wales. Bundy Aki.
Rugby,
Ireland. Dan Bigger, Northampton Saints, Wales. Elliot Daly.
There you go.
England. Gareth Davies.
Scarlets,
Wales. Owen Farrell.
Farrell is there.
Saracens, England. Chris Harris.
Chris Harris is going.
Gloucester Rugby, Scotland.
Woo.
Robbie Henshaw. Leinster Rugby, Ireland.
Who's missing out then?
Stuart Hogg. Exeter Chiefs, Scotland. Conor Murray. Munster Rugby, Ireland. Ali Price.
Is going.
Glasgow Warriors,
here we go then. Is there another scrum half?
Scotland. Louis Rees-Zammit.
Is going.
Rugby, Wales.
There we go. What
Finn
a year.
Russell. Racing 92.
Finn's going.
Scotland. Duhan van der Merwe.
Wow.
Edinburgh Rugby, Scotland. Anthony Watson, Bath Rugby,
Wow.
England. Liam Williams, Scarlets,
Anthony Watson.
Wales. And now the forwards.
Wow.
Tyg Byrne, Munster Rugby,
Slow down.
Ireland. Jack Conan.
Jack
Leinster
Conan's
Rugby,
going. Wow,
Ireland.
that's a real out there.
Luke Cowan-Dickey, Exeter Chiefs, England. Tom Curry, Sale Sharks,
Tom Curry.
England.
Yeah.
Xander Fagerson,
Sander Fagerson.
Glasgow Warriors,
Good shout.
Scotland. Tulepe Faletau, Bath Rugby, Wales. Tyg Furlong, Leinster Rugby, Ireland. Jamie George,
Jamie
Saracens,
George is going.
England.
Interesting.
Ian Henderson, Ulster Rugby, Ireland.
Simmons ain't getting
Johnny
in this.
Hill, Exeter Chiefs,
Johnny Hill! Johnny Hill, that's a
England.
bolter.
Maro Atoji, Saracens,
Wow.
England. Alan Wynne Jones, Ospreys, Wales. Wynne Jones,
Wynne Jones.
Scarlets,
Okay, deserved.
Wales.
Deserved.
Courtney Laws, Northampton
Courtney
Saints,
Laws is going. Wow.
England.
That is really out there.
Ken
'Cause he's just
Owens.
coming back from injury.
Scarlets,
Ken Owens.
Wales. Andrew Porter,
Andrew Porter,
Leinster
right.
Rugby,
Wait,
Ireland.
Who's going to miss out here then?
Sam Simmons, Exeter Chiefs,
Yes!
Rory
Yes!
Sutherland, Edinburgh Rugby,
Rory
Scotland.
Sutherland.
Justin Tipperick, Ospreys, Wales.
Sam Simmons is in.
Mako Vunipola,
Mako's in.
Saracens,
There you
England. Hamish Watson,
go.
Edinburgh
Hamish
Rugby,
Watson.
Scotland.
Okay, right. Is that it?
Good luck to all those named today.
Okay, I'm going to put it up on
It's a
stage.
special day for you and your families, and you should be incredibly proud. To be named in the Lions squad is a brilliant
Right.
achievement, and I know you'll give it your best shot in South Africa. Thank you.
Bear with, I'm going to put it up on stage in a second, in the screen. Okay. Okay, right, there we go. Let's pause that right there. Okay. Right, breathe and breathe. Wow. 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 Hello? Are we still there? Still talking? Yeah, I think you've still got me. Wow, no Jonathan Davies. Wow. Sam Simmons. There we go. Yeah, that's a shock. Let me put that on stage. Wow. Yeah. Right, who's going to join me on stage on Discord? Right, Ollie. Wow.
What Bundy? Why is Bundy Aki in the Lions squad?
That is absolutely crazy. I wasn't expecting Bundy
I've never been
Aki.
more confused. So that means he's missed out Ringrose and Slade.
Yep.
So there's no Ringrose or Slade, but there is Bundy Aki.
Power?
The forwards.
No Manu.
Yeah, scrum halves. Is there just two? Oh no, there's Davies as well. There is three.
So
Price.
no Danny Kerr. Oh, that's gutted.
Price isn't playing.
No, Price is in there.
No, as in he won't play a test.
Right, bear with, guys. I'm going to put a better graphic up on stage, so just bear with a sec. I just want to put this up. You'll have to allow for any mistakes, so just bear with me a sec. Let me... Oh, Ollie, what do we make of that? That's... Right, I'm just going to switch to this. Bear with a sec, guys. I'm just going to put a new graphic up, so I just need to go to and grab it. So bear with. Grab this, and this is the Lions tour then.
I opened my phone.
Right, There we go. That is the Lions squad. I think that's right. There might be the odd spelling mistake, so I was typing as I was going. Wow. No Billy. No Johnny May. No Sexton. Wow. Wow. There's some big calls in there. I'm shocked by that. Right, Ollie, I'm going to kick you out. Let's see what everybody's saying. Let's get everybody, if you want to join in the conversation, come and join in on. I'm going to bring Archie in first. Let's hear what you guys are saying. So, Archie, what do we think of that squad then, Archie?
Right, I'm a Scotland fan, and this is the second Lions tour I've been following. And last time we only got 2. This time getting 8. I think we got 8. It's amazing. Like just. I'm just really happy
so
with
good.
the squad.
Do you know what? What? Fair play to Gatland because he's backed the lads who play. He's backed the Scottish lads who played well in the Six Nations, and I think that's a massive achievement for a lot of the Scottish lads. They had a great tournament, and it's going to be good for them. Any big shot? Who was the big shot for you in that whole squad?
I'm happy to see Sam Simmons going. Obviously Eddie Jones doesn't really see much out of him, but Warren Gatland does, and be interesting to see if he now will be involved in the test squad. So,
it's amazing.
I'm really happy with the whole squad. Yeah,
happy days, brilliant. Thanks, Archie. I'm going to just move you down. All right, let's get Edwin up. Edwin, let's hear what you've got to say. If you want to join in the conversation, guys, make sure you let's bring you up. Hello, Edwin. Yeah, go to the go to the Discord.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What do you think of the squad?
Yeah, can't believe it. Sam Simmons. I mean, that's one of the ones I thought he wasn't going to get it, and same with Johnny Hill.
Yeah, Johnny Hill was a big surprise for me. I think, like, if I was to look at it, Bundy Aki, big surprise.
But no Slade, which is a bit of a.
Yeah. No Mano either as well. Like, so the options in there.
I would have said Miles Reed to come up, but he didn't.
That would have been a real bolter. That would have been a real bolter. But yeah, there's certainly.
Yeah, there's a few that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's certainly interesting. What do you think of? Why do you think Slade's not been picked? What would be his reason? Do you think?
I would have said on form, but he's been in good form. I'm not really sure, actually.
No,
it's one of those that I think he's more England.
Yeah, maybe it's just the fact that the coaching squad haven't spent much time with him to know much about him. So, yeah, it's good. Brilliant, Edwin. Thank you. I'm going to switch you over to there. Right, let's get Freddie up. Freddie, let's get you up. Let's see what you've got to say about the squad. If you want to join the chat, go to the Discord and you can join it from the Lions stream and come and have your say. I'm going to read then the comments on the sec. Freddie, what do we think of the squad?
The biggest shock for me was Jack Conan in being there. That was
wow.
Were the biggest shocks. No one before, all talking, everyone in Discord, no one talking. I think that was the biggest surprise out of all of them, looking at the squad. And Courtney Lords, I'm surprised about him too. And people forgetting no Carl Sinclair.
Oh my God, yeah.
No Carl Sinclair's in that squad.
Wow.
Surprise.
No Gray, no Sinclair. Wow, that's a big omission. A really, really, really big omission. Yeah, that's a shock, actually, on reflection. That's a real big shock. Wow. Brilliant. Go, anything else?
No, just some of that. I didn't expect Johnny Hill to be in there too. I thought Gray would go over Hill.
Wow. Yeah, I'd agree there. I would have gone that way. Right, cheers, Freddie. Right, I'm going to bring Woody up. Woody, come up and, let me know what you think to this squad. So let me just... Right. If you want to have your say, come and join the Discord, guys, where you can drop your thoughts and you can actually speak and get your voice heard. So, Woody, how you doing? What do you think? Here we go.
Craig.
I feel like you're ready and ready to tell me here. I feel like this is ready.
As a tight end prop myself, I've always had Xander Fagerson on my list. I've got the list next to me. The Kyle Sinclair, like Freddie just said, Kyle Sinclair for me is one of the shockers not on the list. As a forward, it's quite understandable that Kyle isn't on the list. Xander Fagerson for me was an automatic.
Yeah.
It's like Freddie said as well. It's quite strange to see Johnny Hill on the list, especially when you've got the likes of Johnny Gray and James Ryan as well. That's not on the list.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I didn't have him, Johnny Hill. Honestly, I didn't have him as part of even in my squad. If I'm honest, I didn't have him really close either. Like I had Gray ahead of him.
I had myself with Ian Henderson and Courtney Laws at 50-50.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some big calls in this squad. Like there is some really big calls. Courtney Laws coming back from injury.
I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised with the back row because I have actually got all 6 of them names actually listed as the goers for me.
Yeah.
I didn't see Josh Navidi even having a shot just because of the quality of the back row we've got, and I didn't feel that Josh Navidi it was a name being shouted around, but I just didn't think he had a shot from a forwards point of view. And
no.
You know, they all talked about CJ Stander, or we finished where, you know, finishing his monster career, that he's going to do this final Lions tour. For me, I didn't see it during the Six Nations. I didn't see enough carries. I didn't see, you know, enough defensive wise. I didn't feel he was strong enough. But like you said, with Jack Conan being on the list, that's a massive shocker for me.
Big call.
I know I'm not a big fan on the backs, but I think as everybody within the Discord, as you know, I think everybody's got the back three. It was an automatic of the 6 that were in the back three.
Surprised no Johnny May though.
No, not for me. I've got all the names that he read out that are in the back three, all 6. You know, Stuart Hogg, Liam Williams, Anthony Watson, Lewis Rees-Zammit, Darren van der Merwe, and Josh Adams. I just felt that, like, I think everybody was talking about just how way Josh Adams plays, his defensive and his attacking ability. I just felt that was a lot better than what Johnny May did over the Six Nations.
I can actually agree with you on that one, to be honest with you. Brilliant, Woody. Thanks very much, mate. I'm going to move you.
No worries.
Right. Okay, so we've got a couple more hands. I'm going to bring Josh up in a second. I'm just going to read the comments and I'll bring Josh up. Jack Conan's a bit of a rogue one. I will say this, and I will find the video of this, and I know somebody in the chat will be able to tell me and back me up with this. I called Jack Conan a long while ago, but I did have a change of heart with injury. But I called it. I called that. Just saying, but I did call a lot of other bad calls as well. So I'm just glossing. I'll focus on the good one. There we go. Stander was a never, says Dale. Still shot by Price. Yeah, I really thought Kerr was in. I truthfully believed he was in there, but he's not. There we go. Really shocked by that. There's some big names in this. There is one particular big name in that I'm going to talk about in a second. But let's get Josh up on stage. Josh, let's bring you up on stage. If you want to get involved, make sure you come and join the Discord, and you can come up on stage and have your say. Josh, what are you making of the squad?
Hello. Bondiaki.
I know. That's exactly what I was just thinking. That has got to be the biggest call that we've had in a long while. If anybody would have said that in advance, they'd have been like I was getting stick for putting Van der Merwe in. Imagine, like, if I'd have put Aki in, like, there'd have been pitchforks outside my house. Like, where's that come from?
I don't know. But as an Ireland fan, I don't even think I won in the Ireland squad.
Ouch. Critical.
To be honest.
Are you happy Conan's in?
Who? Conan?
Yeah.
Last night, I think I actually said in the Discord I wouldn't be surprised if Conan went over Simmons. But they're actually both going.
I was surprised. As soon as I saw Conan, I thought, Simmons is done. But yeah, the fact they're both there, and yeah. Is there any other big shots for you? Are you surprised Finn Russell's going?
No.
No?
As much as I wanted to text and they go.
So who would be your starting 9 and 10 then for the actual for the first test?
Murray and Bigger.
Murray and Bigger. No chance of maybe Russell. Where do you see Russell playing in a test then?
Oh, I could see him being on the bench to change the game.
Yeah, he's that kind of maverick, isn't he? That he could add something. Certainly can.
I could see him and Davies on the bench.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And obviously, there's no Ringrose in there. Shocked?
Yeah, especially with Aki going.
It's a really interesting one, that is.
I didn't mind if it was Harris or someone over him, but Hockey.
Yeah.
It was very surprising.
It certainly is a big shout, that one. It is. Right, cheers, Josh. Thank you. I'm going to mop you down there. Right.
Great. Can I just add on the Aki thing?
Go for it.
Well, because Manu's clearly not going. And in terms of a big destructive ball carrier, then I mean they're not the same player, but you know what I mean, they're kind of on the same level. So maybe that's the sort of angle that Gatland's going for, with no guarantee that Manu's going to be fit.
Yeah, I guess there is that factor. Like, we could still see changes to this squad, obviously, if there are injuries, or there's still lots of games to go before the tour actually takes place. So he's still got time to like play in. If, like, I guess with being centres, and he can play 12 or 13. That if there is an injury in that position, then he's surely got to be close to being first reserve. Right, let's see what everybody's saying. Cheers, Christian. I'm just going to come back. I'm going to invite, if you want to talk, I'll get you on stage in a second. So just put your hand up and I'll come to you in a second. I'm going to come to Ital Rugby fan next. Let's see what everybody's saying in the chat. Thoughts on Reece Samet going this soon in his career? I think it's a brilliant, brilliant thing he's going. Dry ground, pace. Absolutely, he's going to be superb over there. I really do think. I'm really happy for Louis Reece Samet. Absolutely delighted for him. Bundy Aki versus Dwayne van der Merwe. I always struggle with that name. Shouldn't be on a Lions tour. Good on Reece Samet. Daryl says. Kerr May Smith, a glaring misses. I think the big one is like Jack Noel. I saw someone put. I think that's a big miss. But certainly Ringrose. I'm surprised by that. Louis Reece Samet is on form, deserves to go. Laura says, "Yeah, this is a bold squad by Gatland. This is not something where it's kind of like, this was all going to be given." Aki certainly stands out for that. Right, let's get somebody on stage. Let's get Ital Rugby fan. I'm gonna come to you first, and then keep putting your hands up, and I'll come to you. Let's see what everybody's saying. If you want to get involved, come and join the Discord where you can you can get in and give your voice. Hello.
Hi there.
What do you think of the squad?
I like the forwards, except for like Vunipola maybe. I don't know. Is he in shape for at Lions tour? I don't know. Not so sure about him. Also, considering that Kyle Sinclair was out, well, I don't know about that. I'm happy about Amish Watson. Totally deserved it. I agree. Also on the backs, I mean, Aki is a big call, considering you're leaving out Jonathan Davis. Like, what?
Yeah, it's a strange one.
I was a bit shook.
What about?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who would you start? Who would you start as your starting test hooker?
My hook, Jamie George.
Jamie George.
Yeah.
Interesting. The thing is, the hookers, there's lots of experience there with Jamie George, with Ken Owens, with Luke Cowan-Dickie. I think hooker's probably one of the safest positions in a sense, because we've got.
I would have picked Ken Owens, but it's not in the squad, so.
No, he is. He's in the squad.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh well, no. Then that's him. I missed it.
Your three hookers are Ken Owens, Luke Cowan-Dickie, and why can't I remember?
Luke Cowan-Dickie and Jamie George. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. No, and Ken Owens, I think, as a hooker, you need that experience. That also, he has quite a good pace. He's shown in the Six Nations with the ball carries and stuff. He's been good at it. Yeah, no, I agree. Also, Josh Adams, I don't know. He's a try machine, but sometimes in defense, I don't know about that.
I think he deserves it with his. I think his form. I think he deserves his shot. And I think Gatland knows him well. I think that's the thing. I think he knows what he's capable of,
sure.
and he's not going to let them down. So brilliant to have you along, mate. Thank you very much. I'm going to just move on to the next one. Cheers, mate. Right, let's get next one. Who wants to go next? Let's get. I think this the real Steve Diamond. I believe this is. It's not the real Steve Diamond, but it's Jammer, I believe. 1 second. Let me get you up. So if you want to join and get your views and opinions in, go to the Discord. There's a link there, and you can basically have your say and get your opinions in, and say what you think of the squad. Before I come to you, Jammer, just wait there 1 second. You'll need to turn your mic off on in a second. I'm just going to see what everybody's saying first. So Dale says you have British players who've just missed out on a special opportunity in their careers and have a South Sea Islander and a South African going on tour. Controversial opinion there, Dale, but look, they play for their countries and they deserve a shot if they're part of that. If they play for their nation, they should be able to play. Ken Owens any day. South Africa 3, British and Irish Lions 0 the series. That's what the prediction from Sean is. Shame about Ringrose, George says. I can see Simmons being the star of the tour, says Cosy Fantutti. Centres will undo us on the tour. Henry Slade is not there. No, Josiah. Right, Jammer, let's hear what you've got to say. What do you think of this squad?
Right, I'm quite disappointed, to be honest. Like,
What so?
Right, for example, I thought that we was probably going to have, obviously, Tuolangi's missed out. That's quite a big factor. Obviously, you got Bundy going in as well for that extent. I wasn't expecting that. Forwards, I think it's quite good. I think it's a decent pack. I think it'd be a good contest in the scrums and set pieces. Backs-wise, though, I think it might be a bit hard for them to cope with Chesley and Kobe. Because obviously, as you saw against South Africa in the final for England, it was quite harsh.
Yeah.
And I think, obviously, you got Chris Harris. And being a Gosses fan myself, I'm going to be biased. I think he's going to be brilliant on the tour. I think a lot of people will be awake of what he can do because he's a really good player. But I'm quite shocked, to be honest.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a few big calls in there. Cheers, mate, for your opinion. I'm going to move you down. Right, next one. Let's get Yayan Evans up. Let's get you up. Let's see what you got. If you want to join in, guys, come to the Discord and you can join the chat and let us know what you think. Yayan, what do you think of the squad?
To be fair, I'm quite happy with it. I've got to say, I think Gatlin's done a good job of picking on form, but also with a couple selections which is based on who he knows. But I've got to say, I'm pretty surprised by the Elliot Daly call. I don't know if that's just me, but I think him over someone like a John Davis, I think that just took me out by surprise. I think John Davis has been a player that's classically brought everything for Gatland. He's never let him down, and I know Elliot Daly's got his long kick in, but I'm quite surprised by that, to be fair.
I think the thing is with Daly is a bit like what I actually said when I did my prediction, or if you saw that in the Discord, I talked about the versatility. I think the fact that North's gone down, I think the versatility that Daly offers is huge for Gatland, and I think that is massively attractive. Along with the boot, the fact he can slot in at 13, you can put him on the bench, and he can come on and win you a game with his boot. But he can also come in and play in any position. And he's a good centre. I know people like to hate on Daly, but he's a very good centre. He just needs to play more at centre and make that his position. But yeah, I think Jonathan Davis missing out. Maybe for Bundyaki, I was surprised that, that could have been. Was there any other big shots for you? Anybody you're a bit gutted that isn't in there, or?
I'm proper gutted that Navidi isn't there, if I'm being honest. I think he's been outstanding for ages for Wales and for the Blues. But that's got to be a big one for me.
Yeah, it is a big one. He's certainly performed for Wales over the years, and he deserved potentially. I'm sure he was in the mix. We'll find out soon when they show like the build up to it and how they picked it. But yeah, I feel like he definitely could have been one of the mix. Cheers, Johan. Thanks very much. Right, let's bring the next one up. Jim, let's get Jim on if you want to come up. I see we've got an invite to speak, so just bear with Jim. Let's see. Hopefully that should come across to you. Or no, it's not going to come. If you guys want to speak, feel free to come and put your hand up over on the Discord, and I can get you involved. Let's get Pancake in to speak then for the time being. Let's see what your thoughts are. What are your thoughts on the squad? Guys, if you're on YouTube, make sure you come and you can get your voice heard in the Discord. There's a link in the description. And I'll come and read the comments in a second. Right, Pancake, what are we making of the squad?
I mean, yeah, I don't want to repeat a lot of what's been said. I've been reading the chat and Discord as well. I mean, I agree with Josh. Bundyaki, I understand the selection, but what is going on? He's realistically not going to start at 12. It's going to be Henshaw, and I get why he's in the squad for the kind of the ball carrying threat. But I mean, him against Dialende, I'm not feeling confident about that. Henshaw Dialende, that's a different story. When they matched up in the Irish Derby, I'm pretty sure Henshaw, held his ground. Daly as well. I know Ollie's gonna absolutely love that. I'm kind of 50-50. I feel like he's been playing 13 for Saracens recently, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So I feel that could be a kind of genius call from Gatland in the end, especially like you said with North out.
I think it's a good call.
I
I genuinely think that's a good call.
Yeah.
It doesn't faze me at all that he's picked Daly, and I know a lot of people like shouldn't pick him, but I think if you watch him, he's a good player. He's a good ball in hand. When he's not just kicking the ball at 15, when he gets the ball in hand and runs with it, he's a very good player. I just think maybe it's the tactical side of what England have been wanting to do, kick the ball away, getting ball in hand. I think he'll be very dangerous against South Africa personally. Anyone else in the squad that's really shocked you, or are you disappointed for anybody?
I'm not gonna lie. I agree with you. I think Navidi. I had him in my squad personally, just because I thought Gatland would sort of have a shock against obviously the Rugby World Cup final and go for beef. But I completely forgot about Jack Conan, to be fair, and fair play on him. I think he's definitely earned his place there. But Johnny Hill really surprised me. I think that's a big testament to him, because he's essentially taken over from Johnny Gray and James Ryan. Yeah. And, Johnny Gray's an absolute tackle workhorse. Maybe not always a dominant tackler, but 98% tackle completion in 6 years or something. That speaks for itself. And obviously you have the James Ryan, who's a bit of a line-out guru, which we're going to need against, Snyman and Moster and Diaga. So I think that's a lot of faith in Johnny Hill if he plays. But I can't really see him getting ahead of Byrne and Henderson. I think those two are sort of, and obviously Itoje and Alwyn Jones, but Henderson and Byrne, playing out their skin at the moment. So, yeah, but very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, it's certainly an interest. I think he's been very bold with this squad, to be honest with you. He's been very, very bold. Cheers, buddy. Cheers for joining in. Thank you very much. Right, okay. Let's see what everybody's saying over in this chat, and then I'm going to come back to Discord. If you want to talk, put your hand up, and I'll come back to you in a second. We'll do another 10, 15 minutes of this and just get some reactions as it's all kicking off and happening. Let's see what everybody's saying. Johnny, are you in a relationship with Underhill? You keep talking nonsense everywhere. Massively gutted for Care. Daryl says, yeah, I'm on that camp, actually. I would say I'm gutted for him as well. Underhill is not injured, apparently, and won't be fit. Likewise, Manu, that's what's saying. Jonathan Davis has to be in the squad, but he's not. So it's a big shock. Can't wait for Aki to be a car machine. Come on now, let's play it nice. The whole squad has more holes than a sieve. Sam Underhill is the best defender in world rugby. Let's keep it nice and friendly, lads. Daly, great centre, but not ahead of Jonathan Davis, sure. I think it's the flexibility with Daly. I really do in the boot. And I know you've got Hogg, but I think it's just an additional element. And yeah, I think that's certainly a reason why he's definitely going to be in that, or why he's in the squad. I think it's a huge weapon to have over in South Africa. This one came from LR Shard, said, are you guys as confident for us box supporters for the I assume that's as us. Yeah, it's as us box supporters for this series. I don't know. Am I still as confident? I mean, we've got the players. It's a very mobile squad, but whether it's enough, it all depends what South Africa pick as well, to be fair. But yeah, I don't think this will worry the Springboks so much. Personally, I don't think it will. Can't believe Johnny Gray's not there. I agree. I'm fully on the hype train of Johnny Gray, so very, very surprised by that. V says Laws makes sense, a line-out option, and that's the thing. That's probably the reason why. But that's why I'm surprised as Conan and Simmons is just because of the line-out options. But then Simmons can be a line-out option. Not sure when the South African squad's about. Maybe somebody can tell me. James Ryan is greater than Alwyn Jones. Well, Alwyn Jones is captain, so there you go. He has to be in it. I can see Ollie has joined me. Ollie, what are we making? What are we making of the squad? What are we doing?
I've got a couple of things. One of the things linking back to the Aki, Christian said about not having Manu, and it's not like for like, but it's quite similar. 2017, Ben Teo started a test, and everyone in 2017 was very much not on the Ben Teo train.
Yeah.
I can see that being the same kind of thing. Also, Daly has gone as a centre. I think the whole taking X amount of players for each position is kind of a bit blurred with this, because obviously you've got people like Farrell who can play centre, so it does kind of blend in. Daly can play in the backfield, or he can play in centres. And also in terms of the are we confident question, on a match day there is going to be 15 players on the field and a further 8 on the bench. The actual start 15 that we can make and the bench isn't really much different now to what people were looking for previously. I think it's mainly just I mean, some of these players. Do we genuinely think Aki's going to play a test?
I guess it all depends which way Gatland's going to play. That's ultimately going to be the way. Is he, if his style of play, he's obviously got a reason for including Aki. He's obviously got a reason, because he wouldn't be my first name. Well, he wasn't even anywhere close to my team, to be honest with you. But in Gatland we trust, I guess. We've got to take that as is. There was one I was going to ask you. So obviously we've seen Mako, we've been a Saracens fan, Mako going, but Billy not going. Surprised or not surprised?
I said he was going, but
with Simmons and Conan.
I thought that Simmons wouldn't go, and if Simmons did go, it would be at the expense of somebody else like Stander. So I think if Billy had gone, he wouldn't play in a test anyway. I don't see anyone taking Farrell. Farrell? Yeah, Farrell at 8. I don't see anyone taking Falatau away from 8. So I didn't think that Billy would start anyway. It was more just about having availability. And I mean, Simmons plays. I don't know if he plays 6 or 7. His handle is like Sam Simmons 7, so possibly 7. But there's plenty of cover. So I'm not necessarily bothered by Billy not going. And I always thought Max would go. I think, regardless of what people say about current form, the same thing is about current form about Jonathan Davies. I don't personally think that Jonathan Davies recently has been anywhere near as good as he has been previously. 2017 Lions tour, he was ridiculous.
Yeah, so good.
After years in the Six Nations, he hasn't really done as much as we expect from him. So I'm not particularly surprised by that. I'm not surprised by Mako being in.
Okie doke. Brilliant. Cheers, Ollie. Right, let's move it down there. Right, so yeah, everybody in the chat, if you want to join in and have your say, we're going to go for another, I'll probably go till 1:30. So if you want to have your say on the Lions team, you can come and have your voice heard. I can see a few names up. I'm going to come to you in a second. I just want to read the comments here. Victor, stop spamming. Can't wait for the 3rd of July. Sunshine, beer gardens and quality rugby. And hopefully some sun. That would be nice. Graham says Aki wouldn't be in anyone's reserve starting 15. Louis says, to be honest, it's worse come to worse. Simmons is quick enough to be placed in the centre. Can you imagine that? Starting centre. Power. I mean, who knows? Gatland could go with the Eddie philosophy of hybrid players. You just never know. I've got a really bad feeling about this, Chris Daly says. You guys should focus on our club rugby, forget about the box. Good squad, but a few surprises, says Mark. James Ryan is one of the best in the lineup. Just watch any Leinster or Ireland match. He's one of the best players and he's very consistent. Yeah, I'm surprised he's not there. He has had a few knocks recently, but I'm still surprised he's not going. Gats has a plan, V says. John Smith speaks for a few of us going, bloody Aki. Yeah, it's a surprise. Christian's joined me. Yes, Christian.
I just had a question for you, Craig.
Oh,
I know we're speculating on what the team for the box might be, but where do you see the sort of big contests and big matchups being here in the potential starting test players?
The ones I'm going to look out for, I think 8 is very, very going to be a big call. Falatau versus Vermeulen. I think wingers. I wouldn't want someone like Van der Merwe against Colby, if I'm honest. I just wouldn't want that. I think that could potentially be disastrous. Like, yes, going forward, but defensively against Colby, we've seen how dangerous he is. Yeah, I think that's going to be 9 and 10.
I think the battle at 9.
Yeah, 9 and 10.
I think South Africa are winning that by a long way.
Well, let's be honest. South Africa have 3 9s who would probably start for every other international team. Like, who would be starters or very, very close to starting with Ryanak and why's my brain gone for a fade? Someone remind me in the chat. What's the other name of it? It's not. It'll come to me. But yeah, they've got.
Think of de Klerk.
Yeah, de Klerk. They've got the other lad. Someone remind me in the chat. You'll tell me in a second.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
He kind of burst onto the scene just before the World Cup.
Yankees.
Yeah. Right, Ryan Hill out. So yeah, there's a few big bold calls in this squad. Cheers, Christian. Right, let's come to Freddie. Let's see what Freddie's got to say. If you want to join in, guys, you can come and have your say. Freddie, let's get you up on stage and let's see what you've got to say. What are you going to say about the squad?
People are talking about Aki Harris and people saying Harris is going to start. I don't think. In the first test, Farrell started at 10 and then Gatland didn't like him there at all. But I think you'll see Bigger at 12.
Hold on. Bigger at 12.
I mean, Bigger at 10.
Oh, sorry.
Farrell at 12 and Henshaw at 13. I don't see you'll see Chris Harris or Aki start in any of the test matches.
I think Harris is a good option, personally, at 13. I think...
not a good option, but I'm just saying he won't start because Gatland likes Farrell lots, and you've seen that in previously.
Yeah, I can agree. I can agree with you. I think Farrell has got enough credit in the bank. Like, I think a few people have been calling he shouldn't be in the squad, but I think he's got the credit in the bank, and experience is going to be key. And like someone said earlier, he's got that bite against South Africa. He'll have that edge, which you're going to need, certainly are. Okay, cheers, Freddie. Right, let's move down there. Right, Edwin, let's get you up on stage. 1 second. Oh, it's not letting me do it. Let's get you invite. Hello.
Yeah, one person I would say is John Cooney. I think he definitely should have got call up because he's on form. He's on really good form, and you don't always pick players on form. But like I said, I'll take Simmons.
I'm surprised that there wasn't a different 9. I'm surprised Price has gone personally. I didn't think he was amazing in the Six Nations. That's just my personal thing. Like, he's a good player, but I didn't think he tore the world up. Surprised Kerr's not going, truthfully, and I genuinely feel a bit sad that he's not going because I think he's been superb in the Prem. Cooney would be a very good shout. He's been one of the form 9s in Europe over the past 2 years. Very surprising, that one. Very surprising. Who are you going to start at 9 for your test? Who would be your test 9, Edwin?
Well, from that list or any test now?
From the squad.
I'm not really sure.
Connor Murray or Gareth Davies or
Connor Murray, I think.
I think it's going to be looking at the... Yeah, go on.
I reckon he's going to be... There's going to be some that are going to stand out that you don't think, they'll play at 9, but someone could... Yeah.
Brilliant. Cheers, Edwin. Right, I'm going to... Right, let's bring Woody back. Let's see what Woody's got to say. So, Woody, you've had a bit of time to kind of absorb the squad. How are we feeling about it now?
I do feel quite confident within the squad. I know. We're in the Discord and we're talking our way through it. For me, I know we don't talk about it as much because a lot of people are a big fan of the backs. But as a forward, I'd rather talk about the forwards.
Yeah.
For me, I see that. I know we're talking about Kyle Sinclair not being there, and it is one of the big talking points. But has Gatland not gone with Kyle Sinclair because of the 2019 final against South Africa?
I wonder if the reason he hasn't...
I know he's picked Mako. Yeah.
I wonder if the reason he hasn't is a bit like... If you remember back to England versus Wales, he always used to go after Sinclair. Always.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
Like, it was like a set game plan. They'd try and wind him up. And I wonder if that's where his kind of mindset is of, well, look, let's not risk it because South Africa were going to be feisty and that could cost us. But I don't know if he's that kind of player anymore. He's kind of evolved his game. I think, I'm surprised he's not in there, truthfully.
It is hard because, like you say, it's like what Ollie was saying about they've decided to give a number of positions, a certain number per position, which is hard to adjust within a 36-man squad where, like you said before, we previous had 41. So I feel that them names that we're all talking about, if there was a 41-man squad, would be there.
Yeah, I think there's a few names I would think would make up that extra 5 to fill in the positions. There's just a few names that still stand out to me in this squad. I keep looking at them like I just never saw Bundy Aki coming. That's a bolter to me because it's so. I'm
going to say I think that is the number one on everybody's list of that is the strange one on the list. Is apart from like you said as well with Ali Price, Johnny Hill, and Jack Coonan.
Yeah,
I think out of them 4, Bundy Aki is the number one we're all talking about. it's like I know, like I said, being a forward, but like you said about Elliot Daly, I've had to work my way around that because we've all talked about Gary Ringrose, you know,
Yeah.
or the likes of, you know, I know we're all talking about the Fox constantly, but is it due to injury? Is
Well,
it
it's
due
not.
to
It's not played. It's not played a great deal, has he? And when it's not. He's
No.
not been. He's not been at his 2017 best. So maybe that's the thing. It's a surprise that Gatland, knowing him so well, hasn't backed him again. Personally,
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that. But
I do have one question for you because
Go
I
on.
know we've not gone through this, but out of the squad, do you see a player that, apart from Malowin Jones, do you see a player that's more of a support role than a standout?
So rather than someone's going to start and test, someone who's
Yeah, because we've talked about it throughout the years. You know, you could go back to the 05 with Lawrence Dallaglio being more of a support role than a starter. We've seen it in 2017. We've seen it in 2013.
Let's have a look. Josh Adams. I think Josh Adams with a shot of a test. Bundyaki. Depends how Gatland wants to play. Daly, I think's there. Bigger's there. Davis. Chris Harris is defensively. I think him and Henshaw, that 13 position is going to be a fight for that. Louis Rees-Zammit potentially. Like I don't know.
Okay.
Because I think the pace.
I know it's a strange.
No,
question
you're perfectly right.
We've had in previous tours where we've always talked about support roles and people that may have played previous tours, and you know we've talked about the big one's got to be the Brian O'Driscoll 2013 year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where it wasn't going to be a starter. He was going to be more of that leader, leader support role.
Do you know what? That's an absolute great question. So in the chat, if you're watching it on YouTube, drop your comments in and I'll read that back. Cheers, Woody. That's a superb comment. Thank you very much, mate. Yes, Ollie, I see you have joined.
I was kind of just going to answer that as well and also pose another question. I absolutely love him, but I think Tipperick, specifically this year, might be more of a support role. I don't see how. I think, to be honest, I think Gatland could start him, but I personally would pick Curry and Watson and Faletau. Also, one thing I was going to say is the actual youth of the squad. The age of this squad is significantly lower, I think, than it's been previously. Like, for instance, the back row is very young. And then my question, which anyone else could answer if they want to jump in, has Jack Knoll been left out for any particular reason? Because I thought he was one name that was on a few people's lists.
Yeah, right. I will get some answers from that one. And I'll come back to you on that one. Right, let's see what people are saying. Ringrose hasn't been great in my opinion, but with North's injury, I'm a bit surprised he wasn't in a replacement. Did Genge take himself out of the running? Well, he kind of said he didn't even get a letter, so he made it clear that Gatland wasn't too interested. Always going to be drama, but that is such a strong squad. We'll be interested to know how many of the missing actually turned the call down. And that's the thing, guys. People can turn it down. Because don't forget, this is going to be a long time after spending a long time away from their families. This is 7 weeks or whatever in a different country in a lockdown environment. It's not going to be all as like a normal Lions tour. They're going to be they're in a bubble. I believe I read it, they're going to be in a bubble at high altitude. So they're not going to be leaving their complexes very much. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they get on. Jack Knoll is... No, that's not the case, Simon. Let's be honest, it's not the case. He's not at all. He's a great player. Mozza says, surprise Underhill is not in there. Suppose he hasn't played much since injury. Byrne, Curry, Faletau. That's your back row, Dale. Right. Knoll is one of the best defensive wingers there. And he's looked sharp when he came back, to be honest. So I'm surprised he's kind of... Ollie, I genuinely am surprised that Nowell's not getting a shot, just because I thought he'd have credit in the bank.
Yeah, I think as well he was used in the last tour in tests. He came off the bench in the last test for only about 10 minutes. But even he was someone that came back for Exeter. I know it is Exeter, so you can kind of put an argument and say, "Oh, Exeter are great anyway." But he came back and had an immediate impact, and especially. When you look at wingers, defence is always something that is an issue, especially if you have someone like Colby running at you, who I think might play on the wing. I think I'm looking at a few people South Africa squads. they prefer him on the wing rather than at fullback. And if he is running, again, he might not play, but if he is running against Duan van der Merwe, I wouldn't put much money on us surviving.
No, that's probably the big scary factor is who's going to be able to stop him. Would you go Watson against him?
Line up with Luis Thuram, only person who can catch him.
Yeah.
Watson. Watson is also defensively very good, so I think Watson would cover him well. But Jack Noel is historically very strong defensively. So again, he's someone that I think could have an argument of it could be in. But then at the same time, it's sort of like I kind of feel bad about complaining about players because it's like, well, they are the ones that have been selected. So yeah. Also, Slade. I feel like Slade is one who I appreciate he hasn't quite been as good at international level recently, but
I think Slade and Harris. I think that's the game at Twickenham. There you go. That's probably cost him his place there, sort of thing. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Cheers, Ollie. Thanks very much. All right, let's move you down there. Oh, move you down to there. Okay, right. I've got to see somebody wants to come and say. Where are they? Jumbler B. Let's get you on, guys. If you want to come and have your say, I'm going to keep going while you guys want to keep talking, and then I'll get you in. So Jumbler B is joining me now. So what do we make of the squad then? What do you make of the Lions squad announced today? Hello?
Yeah, it's looking pretty interesting.
What stands out for you?
I'm thinking well, I was just thinking about the Slade Harris thing you were just talking about. For me, it's a defense attack thing. Harris is pretty good on his defense. You saw that in the game against France. And Slade is more of an attacking 13, obviously. So for me, I think it's just on that axis. It's a case of Gatland went with defense and also form, of course, but defense, not attack. But I was thinking about your back row. You don't see an out-and-out 6. Obviously, Curry plays at 7 for England, or played Six Nations at 7. Byrne can play 6, but also plays second row. Laws is the same as Byrne, 6 or second row. Simmons plays 8 for Exeter, can play 7. Tipurick's normally 7 for Wales. Hamish is normally 7 for Scotland.
There's a lot of 7s in this squad.
6.
There's a lot of 7s in the squad.
I don't see an out-and-out 6. Not that, of course, rugby's not as traditional as it used to be. You know, people could switch around, but I'm surprised that there's not a concrete, 6, hitman, just murder everybody. Compared to your 7, who's normally like Tipurick's normally a bit more mobile. I'm surprised that Gatland hasn't gone with an out-and-out 6. I can see Watson filling that role, Hamish Watson, because he just murders everyone anyway. I can see Byrne stepping into that role because he played well for Ireland in that position. But yeah, I'm surprised that there's so many, like you said, so many 7 players or people who could play 7. Not so much of a murder man at 6 like you'd expect your 6 to be.
It's very mobile, actually. When you look at the squad, it's a very mobile back. Like the potential, the players, and that is very like. I would say we're looking for a kind of a pace game, aren't we? That's the kind of style they're looking at. Like you look at that back row is. It doesn't matter who you're going to go with. They get around the park particularly well. Tipurick's brilliant at getting around. Byrne getting around. Henderson's very good. Johnny Hill. Like I'm surprised Gray's not in there with Hill. But it sounds like it would seem they're going for an athletic approach to the squad. That's what I feel when I look at it. It looks very kind of wanting to high temp. Like you remember that how Gatland had Wales training pre World Cup 2019. He had them like beasted, like absolutely the fittest they've ever been. This looks like that kind of team. Like that he's going to get them to the pinnacle of fitness. And that's what he believes is going to beat South Africa.
Your high altitude is going to help that. And what you said, actually, I'm thinking South Africa's got a massive, tradition of just being flipping units and like they're just going to, run through walls until you die. And I think Gatland's, obviously he would pick the squad considering that. But yeah, like you said, with the mobility, I think that is, if we do beat South Africa, that is going to be the way to do it. You've got to be mobile, you've got to be around the park. You've got to have, mental fitness to beat them. And you saw that with a couple of Six Nations ago when Wales beat France, and France had heavier players, bigger players, stronger players, but Wales had the stamina because Gatland had been training them. And I think that would be a difference maker here as well. I think a lot of the players particularly with the backs as well. You haven't got a massive centre. You've got people who can run through walls, but you haven't got an absolute unit like Tuolangi is.
I guess the closest you've got is Aki. I guess
attrition game.
The closest you've got is Aki, but whether he would be a starter, I completely. It seems like it's a very mobile squad that they're trying to pick here. It certainly feels that way. Brilliant, thank you very much, Jumbler B. Right, let's move down to there. I've got big balls coming on. I'm a little bit nervous about this one, so keep it PG. Right, let's get you on. Right, what do we think of the squad then? What are you making of the squad? What stood out for you?
I think it's really interesting squad, very physical squad. You look at that front row, and they're all scrummaging squad. It's really interesting. But I'm absolutely delighted for Sam Simmons. And Hill. Like you can imagine Hill at that 5 meter line. And you guarantee he will get across that line.
He's gonna like going back on what we just said a minute ago to the previous person that was talking about how the mobility, and Sam Simmons is the kind of the ultimate hybrid in a way, in a sense of the way that he plays.
What he is, he's basically a centre, but he plays in the forward. He's so pacey. As soon as he breaks the game line, the amount of speed he can pick up, and the problem is a lot of people are saying that we need more a heavier squad. The guys are not tall enough and all that. You see him, if you have someone running that pace at you, it's a lot more harder to tackle than a big guy. Because if you've got a big guy coming at you, you can set yourself, it's going to hurt, but you're going to make the tackle. If you've got someone with speed running at you, it's an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, it's going to be... I feel like if you compare the two potential teams or two potential squads, it's going to be pace or like mobility versus power. So it's going to be really interesting to see which comes out on top. Don't forget, Gatland was a few points away from getting Wales to the final. So against South Africa, yeah. So he's capable of getting the results for no doubt. And I think.
But when you watch England against South Africa in that final, what really let them down was the scrum. So I really think he went with that front row. What he knows, he can get a good scrum and they won't concede penalties and all that. That's why I think Kyle Sinclair, because I understand that a lot of people are disappointed that Kyle Sinclair didn't get in. But when you look at him and his scrum against South Africa, it was all over the bit, wasn't he? Had to get replaced. Who did he get?
No, he went off. He went off early, didn't he? By Marla. Was it Marla?
He went off early with concussion. Who was the other prop then?
Hold on, no, it was Mako and Marlo. Hold on, somebody else will be able to tell me. Was it? I can't remember. Yeah, but I remember he went off really early, and that kind of killed England's chances early on, really, because England have built their team around the way he plays.
Exactly, yeah. But I think that's what taking a lot of stuff from that 2019 final. But
yeah,
I was really surprised with Elliot Daly. But you look at it again, he's very versatile, and so is the whole squad. You got a lot of people who can play in a lot of different positions.
It seems like the ultimate, kind of, what do they call it? Where you can interchange. It's like very interchangeable in the sense like players could go, Itoji's can play 6 now, or Laws can go to 6, and Byrne can go to 5.
Yeah, because a lot of people are worried about who can play 6, but when you look at it, with the squad we selected, you got Toji, you got Ty Byrne, and you got who's the other second row who can play?
So Toji, Byrne, Laws,
and Laws, exactly. Like you can play all 3 of those at 6, and you know that's going to be a very ball carrying 6. Apart from Byrne, I support Munster, and he's not the best with ball in hand going into contact. He's got some great footwork, I have to say. It absolutely rinsed who was it, Anthony Watson in Bath a while ago, or about 2 years ago. Absolutely rinsed him. But he's more of a ruck number 6 as well. So it's going to be really interesting with this squad. Really interesting. But I'm absolutely chuffed for Sam Simmons.
Yeah, I think I'll cut my reaction up and put it on Instagram later, because I was so buzzing to see that. That was the one that I was like, because I saw Conan and I was like, it's not going to happen now. But yeah, with the way that he's picked the squad, I'm excited because it looks like I feel like I'm seeing a bit of identity with the kind of players he's picked, and it looks like he's going to try and play really good ball and play rugby, and that is
Oh,
very
but people
exciting.
want to watch these days anyway. You
It's-
don't want to, like, the problem is about 3 or 4 years ago, everyone was into the box kicking and catching it, and it's all about possession and territory. But now a lot of people want to play. You see now, like, modern day rugby now is touch and go, tap and go at the 40-meter line. No one wants to go line outs anymore.
No,
It's
it's
exactly.
speed, isn't
And
it?
it makes the game a lot more interesting as well, because like you know that you're gonna have to try and overpower the people who are in front of you instead of contesting at a line out. Well, I think it's what's really good.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. Thanks very much, mate. Really appreciate your
No
input.
worries.
Thank you. Right, so we're pretty much there. If anybody, I'm going to do the last call now. If anybody wants to come and give their opinions, you can go over to the Discord. If you're new to Fab Rugby, make sure you hit subscribe. Come on, join us. Come join us, and we do loads of things like this. And yeah, we've got some really exciting things coming up for the Lions, so make sure you don't miss out on any of them. If you like this video as well, hit like. Other people find us and we talk. Yeah, more people makes it more exciting. Let's see what everybody's saying. It's been a while. Daly is not justified, Moz has said. I reckon Van der Merwe is in partly for his ability to interpret Afrikaan. I don't get the versatility argument. Yeah, Daly can play many different positions, but at the moment he won't play them very well. I think at centre, I don't know. I still see the versatility in it. I saw that people saying about Dan Cole. Yes, I was trying. My brain, it's been one of those days today. I've been at this since 6 a.m. So hopefully you're enjoying this kind of show, guys. So I really appreciate any support. And if you do like it, just hit a like. It means a lot for us, but not a lot for you. But yeah, I hate to beg, but there you go. South Africa's weakness is fast play and quick ballers. South Africa can physically and mentally keep on and taking players into contact, but the runs from Samet, Simmons and others are going to be needed. Peter Steph Toy is going to hurt you guys. He's a beast. Jonathan Davis has been hard done by. Not going to... Squad seems to be designed around nullifying the box line out, getting points from distance through penalties and dealing with high ball with 4 players that can play wing and fullback. Stuart Hogg going to be starting 15, best fullback by miles, Raven says. How has Hill got ahead of Ryan and Gray? I don't understand. Yeah, I think that's a bold call by Gatland, personally. I'm very surprised by that one. Need Daly for the long range. Penalties, I'll come to you in a second, Ollie. If anybody wants to join for a last bit of conversation, go over to the Discord and put your hand up and we'll talk. Love the show. Brilliant. I'm glad everyone's enjoying it, because it's a good talking point, and wanted to try and get you guys involved with actual topics, with hearing your voice. So let's get Ollie's view now. Ollie, what are you going to add to this conversation then?
One thing that no one's actually mentioned yet. Obviously, I wouldn't wish injury on anybody, but at some stage, inevitably someone's going to go down, and there's obviously room for people to come in. So I reckon we'll see. I mean, how was there 6 last time? 6 late call-ups to 2017.
There's still. Don't get me wrong. There's still yeah, and there's obviously normally suspensions. There's the odd thing thrown in. Like there's always something that's devastating, unfortunately, for somebody in this squad. Like, and yeah, it's normally pretty rough on people, but we have to take it as is now. Yeah, I don't want to get too much into reserves. Like. Yeah, I'll leave the Discord to talk that one through. Yeah. Let's talk about what we've got in front of us. But yeah, I think I'm quite happy with this squad. There's a couple of strange things, or things I'm a little bit disappointed. I really wanted Karen personally.
Shido.
I'd love Shido to have been in there, but yeah, I don't. I think maybe a year or two year on, he probably would have been with a shout if he played like he did in the Six Nations again.
Yeah.
Let's see what everybody's saying. Cheers, Ollie. Thanks very much. I think, Ollie, I will catch up with you later, because I'm going to be done in a second. So appreciate all your help today, mate. Right, let's get down to that. Right, anybody else can put their hand up. Jan, I'm going to come back to you in a second. I'm just going to read what everyone's saying. Cheers, Duncan. We're watching this. See. So what position is Daly here to play? Centre. I think that's it. I think he's in there as a centre, and the ability to... I know I go on about it, but I just think that boot is such a big option for the kind of way we want it. Well, it looks like he's wanting to play, and the distance. I think that's certainly going to be interesting. You guys are in trouble in the midfield with the centres. Yeah, no George Ford, Josiah. No George Ford at all. Yeah, there's some really strange calls in this, but I'm coming around to being happy with it. Right, let's get final couple of comments in now. Let's see what Jan's got to say. Let's get Jan up on stage. And then we can round it off. Jan, what are you going to say for me? That's it.
Oh, just thinking about the whole 6 thing that everyone's talking about, I think, are we not discussing that Falatau's potentially an option at 6? We've seen it at Bath, and who's to say we don't go with Falatau 6, Simmons 8? I think that could be an interesting thing, especially later on in the matches. Whether we start with it, I don't know. But and then thinking about this whole Bundy Aki thing, having seen for all but 2 years of my life a Wales team by Gatland, he likes a big ball carrying centre, and I think that's his role. And I think he likes a bit of a playmaker outside at 13, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Aki at 12 and Henshaw at 13.
Do you think with if Manu was fully back and foreign, then Bundy wouldn't be in with a shout? Do you think they're too similar and like there wouldn't be space for both of them?
I think it's hard to say, to be fair, because I think the problem is with the injuries, he's only got really one option like that. So I think if Manu was fit, would it be there instead of Bundy Aki? I don't know. I think probably, I've got to say personally.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he's utilised. I will take the one thing I will take away from this squad, and I'll take away from doing this stream, is the shock of Bundy Aki being in there. That is certainly it. Cheers, Ian, for joining in today. I appreciate that, mate. Thank you. Okay, I think that's pretty much done, everybody on the Discord. So I'm just going to read the last couple of comments out, and I can be done with my day. Like, if you've enjoyed this, make sure you hit like on this video so other people join us, and I really appreciate it so other people follow along and whatnot and get involved in future streams that we do. But let me read what you guys are saying. Centre, this is Jim says, centre but gives depth at wing and fullback, plus the boot at altitude is massive. One super utility player is smart to be fair. Feel for Slade, TPP3 says, no CJ Standard, no Navidi, no Richie seems to definitely be using a second row at 6. Yeah, Toji, Laws, who was the other one we talked about earlier. Burn as well. So yeah, there's quite a few. Only one out and out 13 there in Chris Harris. As a Tigers fan, would love to see Jasper Wiese play for South Africa. Hamish Watson's good choice, you think? I think he deserves it. I don't think you had an option not to pick him after the Six Nations performance. Player of the tournament. I think he fully deserved his opportunity. Aki must only be in there due to North's injury. I like the previous, like Jan just said on the call, he said like about the physicality. I do believe that is a factor, and I think having a big, strong ball carrying centre is a huge option for Gatland. I think you can see what he's trying to bring there. But yeah, there's still time for changes and injuries and that. We've got 5 games in the Premiership plus semis, plus the final, plus then the Japan British Lions game. Yeah, there's a lot still to come. Yeah, big questions of why Aki, but I guess if you look at Gatland's teams over the years, he's always had a big, strong ball carrying 12. That's possibly why. And yeah, you asked the question: would Manu have been in that slot if Aki if Manu was back fully firing? Now he's back potentially this week, so that's certainly a big thing. Vermeulen don't like the Lions. I can't read that one. Why Aki done that one? What would you say is the player that is hardest done by that didn't get picked? Okay, if I was to pick my hardest done by, good to have you along, RT4X. Make sure you subscribe so you can join us for other streams. If I was to have to pick one player, I'm going to be honest. I said it earlier on the stream. Danny Kerr for me. I know lots of people go, oh, Danny Kerr. Truthfully, he's been one of the best players in the Premiership. And that's being honest. Like, he deserves. With the 9 being so open, I would have gone Kerr over Price personally, but there's obviously there was rumours that Gatland didn't pick or didn't select Marler because of personality, and maybe his Gatland and Kerr's personality. I don't know. It's a weird one, isn't it? Like I'm surprised by that one personally. That's one of I'm most disappointed for, because I think it's been superb, and it'd have been great to see him get one big. He deserves it. I think he's been a bit hard treated by the last couple of years of England. Yeah, that's a tough one. Navidi's a good shout as well. Navidi's certainly. James Ryan, you could say, he's certainly one that. Sinclair, again, there's some big names missed out. We talked about how at the beginning how there might be some big names, and there certainly has been. For me, if I look at the squad, big surprises: Aki, Ali Price. I'm Not surprised Harris is there. I think he's superb. Conan was a big surprise in a sense of I didn't think he'd played enough recently to kind of get the... I fully wanted him there earlier on, but then he took a few knocks and stuff. Yeah, surprise. Johnny Hill, big surprise. Sam Simmons, of course. He got there. He finally got the call. Yeah, that makes me feel happy. That's my takeaway from this. It makes me so happy for this. No one seems to have come. Yeah, do you know what? You're right, Alan. No one has commented on Sexton, and you are right. That's a big omission. You just wonder if the physical injuries of recent, because he's been taking a lot of knocks and coming off early in games, whether that has played against him. Maybe that's what Gatland's seen. It's an interesting one, but I don't. That's got to be the reason, because I think Sexton had a good Six Nations. I think he played. I said this on the stream a couple of weeks ago. I think he played his best rugby that I've seen in recent years, even better than when he played and he got World Player of the Year. I think he was playing better this Six Nations, controversial as it is. Yeah, Stander. I'm not surprised Stander's not there personally. It's just a thing. I didn't. If you saw my predictions, I didn't actually have. I had Byrne. But I didn't have many Irish back rowers. I put Byrne as my lock, but I didn't have any Irish back rowers. Didn't go O'Mahony, didn't go Stander, didn't go Van der Fleer, didn't go any of them. I just thought the talent was elsewhere in those positions. I don't know how many I got out of the 36, but I'm trying to think. I did have Danny Kerr in my squad, so I definitely didn't get that. I think I didn't get the scrum halves particularly right. Sexton's always injured. Box would target him early. Yeah, I completely see that. I don't think too old. I think he showed in the Six Nations, but I think he's definitely wearing the war wounds from years of playing rugby now, isn't he? Certainly played well in the Six Nations, though. I think we're done. I think... okay, one more question then. Raven11 says, do you think Finn Russell will be on the starting 15? No. I think 10's going to be bigger. I think. I think bigger's going to be your 10, and then... where am I going to go after that? Bigger 10. Russell might be on the bench to give us a bit of magic. Could well be. Henry said, easy, one of the most skilled centre and big left boot. Yeah, it's a surprise. With versatile players, that's probably what Daly's trumped him over. Just the boot of kicking at goal. I know how silly that sounds. Like, it's a factor. It certainly is a big factor over there if it's going to be a close game. Hill over Ryan. Yeah, that's a strange one. A big call, and actually Hill over Gray actually as well. But 2 extra teammates. I'm like I said before, Johnny Gray hype fan. So, right, I think I'm done. I think we're done for this. Happy Andrew Porter's there. Opinions on Billy being left out. So his Six Nations, he started, he was quite poor, got better, and by the end, I felt like he'd getting back to his best. Gatland obviously doesn't feel that he's going to have the time to do that, to get back to his best ahead of the tests, and doesn't have the fixtures. That's the only thing I can assume. Yeah, I guess that's possibly what it is. Was he just available? Some concerns about lack of big ball carriers. Conan, Falatau, Atoji, Simmons, Tipperick carries well. Watson, I don't think that's it. I guess, yeah, Watson's small if you want to read certain things. He's the smallest person in the squad, but he's really not. It's just an impression we have, isn't it? Delighted to see. Right, I'm going to go. I've been here now for, 2.5 hours. So, guys, literally, thank you so much to everybody who's got involved. It's been an absolute pleasure doing this today. I've really enjoyed it, and I really, really appreciate it. We'll be doing loads of things over the line, so make sure you hit subscribe and join Fab Rugby. If you are new to Fab Rugby, we do a Discord, and that's where I've been talking to all these people. There's a chat there where we talk, and yeah, it's absolutely great to have you all along and have you, input and getting involved in it. So really, really appreciate every one of you for getting involved today. It's been brilliant, and not long now until the Lions tour gets underway. I'm just going to check actually exactly what date, because I can't remember. I think it's the 28th, isn't it? The Lions get their tour underway on the 26th of June against Japan at Murrayfield before heading to South Africa, where they will open their tour against the Stormers in Cape Town on July the 3rd. Thank you, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm just going to switch over to here. Thank you to everybody who's got involved in the chat. I've really, really enjoyed it. It's been a great... No, Jared Harris, that was the big omission today. If you follow the rugby guy, no, he hasn't been called up. So be kind. He's probably feeling a bit gentle after the announcement. So be kind to him today on his stream. So yeah, guys, thanks a lot for watching. And yeah, I'll see you all soon. So bye.